Chen Zhao's confidence in Lin Ran wasn't blind. He truly believed Lin Ran had the ability, just based on the fact that Lin Ran had brought the Lin family to its current state. Moreover, his own daughter had been blind, never even seeing him before she died, so he looked forward to Lin Ran completely tearing away the Lin family's last shred of decency on this stage. He was even starting to get his hopes up. Principal Tang looked at his old friend and also breathed a sigh of relief. Lin Jian continued to shout into the microphone. Everyone, you may not know who I am. My name is Lin Jian. I'm the biological younger brother of that sanctimonious young entrepreneur you all talk about, Lin Ran. And what I want to say is, Lin Ran is no outstanding entrepreneur at all. He's just a parasite, sucking the family's blood, being a toy boy for a rich woman, and hooking up with his own cousin. He's scum. With one sentence, Lin Jian pushed Lin Ran to the center of the conversation. Whoa, holy cow, I can tolerate the first two, but what the hell is this about a cousin? Don't listen to Lin Jian's nonsense. Senior Lin Ran couldn't possibly be that kind of person. You can't judge a book by its cover. Why am I getting a little excited? The gossip-hungry light in the eyes of everyone present could no longer be suppressed. At this moment, they were all on the same side. Lin Ran narrowed his eyes. It seems you're planning to go head-to-head with me. You want to take on me, Lin Ran? Do you have what it takes? Lin Jian's eyes were full of resentment. Brother, do you dare to confront me? Lin Ran was inwardly ecstatic. He was just thinking about arranging some entertainment for Lin Jian today, and unexpectedly, the guy came looking for it himself. Fine, keep spouting your bullshit. I'm listening. Lin Jian was also overjoyed. He hadn't expected Lin Ran to actually dare to confront him. He had originally thought Lin Ran would find an excuse to leave, and then whatever he said would be taken as truth, turning lies into reality over time. Now that Lin Ran was confronting him directly, this was a golden opportunity, and it was being broadcast live online. Brother, do you dare say you haven't been squandering the family's money? Lin Ran nodded. I have. So what? The whole audience was in an uproar. Lin Ran continued. But it wasn't me taking your family's money. It was you taking mine. The Saran Group was founded by my mother, and the shares were left to me. Your mother is just a mistress who schemed her way in. All these years, your food, clothing, and expenses have all been paid for by my shares. What? Do you want me to show the evidence? You dare to call yourself my biological brother? Tui. Lin Ran delivered a finishing blow. Lin Jian's eyes blazed with fire. Lu Yuemei instantly felt the sharp gazes of the entire audience and nearly collapsed. They knew this matter would inevitably be exposed, or rather, it was already an open secret. So they were prepared to be despised by everyone. It was unrealistic to want to take down Lin Ran without paying any price. Lin Jian, even if I am the son of a mistress, I'm still your younger brother. As an older brother, shouldn't you take care of your younger brother? Lu Yuemei, Xiao Ran, although I'm not your biological mother, I haven't treated you poorly all these years. Lin Ran rubbed his face with his hand. He could barely listen anymore. Did you two get kicked in the head by a donkey? Squandering my shares, giving me only 300 yuan a month, not even paying my tuition, never buying me a single piece of clothing, and you call that not treating me poorly? Take care of my younger brother? If you were really my brother, I might actually take care of you. But are you? Go ask your mother. Are you my brother? Lin Jian was stunned. Lu Yuemei's face went pale on the spot, and she hurriedly tried to argue. Xiao Ran, I know you hate me, but you can't slander me like this. Lin Ran quickly cut her off. Did all that whoring make you stupid? What nonsense are you spouting here? Lu Yuemei's eyes widened, and she stood frozen in disbelief. Lin Tianba, who was watching the live stream, had a puzzled look on his face. He couldn't quite understand what Lin Ran was saying. Lin Ran began to question Lu Yuemei. I said you treated me poorly, suppressed me, and abused me. Is it true or false? And swear me. Lu Yuemei came back to her senses, trembling all over. Lin Jian quickly supported her. It's true. What you said is true. I'm sorry, but... Lin Ran turned to Lin Jian and said, no buts. Kiddo, you continue. In front of the screen, Lin Tianba roared angrily. You're not allowed to speak to your mother and brother like that. Unfortunately, no one could hear him. Lin Jian looked at Lu Yuemei in disbelief. He didn't understand why his mother had suddenly turned against him. The whole audience was in an uproar. I originally thought Lin Ran's cursing was a bit much, but now I want to say he's letting them off way too lightly. Why do I feel like there's a hidden meaning in Lin Ran's words? What's wrong with being a mistress? She just wanted to give Lin Ran a family. What did she do wrong? Where did this idiot come from? Get them out of here. Lin Jian came to his senses and shot Lu Yuemei a vicious glare. Fine. Even if my mother wronged you, let me ask you, Did you or did you not hook up with our cousin? Lin Ran immediately pointed at Lin Jian and said, Kid, you're really something else. Slander. Careful. I'll sue you for slander. Lin Jian. I knew you wouldn't admit it. Fine. Then let's have Lu Rushi say it herself. Saying this, Lin Jian, imitating a protagonist from a TV drama, clapped his hands. Immediately after, Lu Rushi stood up from somewhere. Lin Ran narrowed his eyes. They're ganging up to fool people? Rushi, you tell them. Did Lin Ran seduce you? Lu Rushi glanced shyly at Lin Ran. Today, she was going to do something romantic. She was going to help Lin Ran in front of everyone, making Brother Lin Ran fall completely in love with her. She would also make Brother Lin Ran see clearly who truly loved him the most, so he would return to her side sooner. No, I'm the one who likes Brother Lin Ran. Brother Lin Ran didn't seduce me. Lin Jian, everyone, did you hear that? Lin Ran is Lu Rushi's. Rushi, what did you say? Lu Rushi gave Lin Jian a disgusted look and said, I said Brother Lin Ran didn't seduce me. Besides, we're not even biological cousins. What are you so nervous about? Lin Jian was dumbfounded. He didn't understand why Lu Rushi was helping Lin Ran. Wasn't she the one who always listened to him the most? Lin Ran whispered to Wang Bao, Brother Wang, give them a little taste of what's to come. Wang Bao understood instantly and immediately retreated. Sister Rushi, don't be afraid of Lin Ran's threats. Just say whatever you need to. Big Brother is here to back you up. Lin Jian was still trying desperately to persuade her. Lu Rushi, are you deaf or have you lost your mind? When did I say I was threatened? And when did I ever say Brother Lin Ran seduced me? Actually, I've always liked Brother Lin Ran, but he just didn't know. Brother Lin Ran, we're not related by blood. Can you agree to be my boyfriend? I won't be like other women who are after your things. I'll only dote on you, brother. Blech. Lin Ran almost dropped dead from disgust on the spot. Lu Rushi, you make me sick. I advise you to face reality sooner rather than later. A dangerous look from Lin Ran scared Lu Rushi so much she almost lost her voice. Lu Rushi's speech once again caused the entire audience to erupt. They didn't even care that much anymore whether Lin Ran and Lu Rushi had a thing or not. They were just stunned by Lu Rushi's audacity. What did Campus Bell, Lu? Just say. Why do I feel like I can't understand Mandarin anymore? What Campus Bell? Lu Rushi isn't one anymore. Her reputation is in the gutter. I can't really accept this. Lu Rushi is so disgusting. Wasn't she just exposed for two-timing a few days ago? Damn, she's Lin Jian's cousin, which means she's the niece of Lin Jian's mother, but she has no blood relation to Lin Ran. Is that right? Actually, Lu Rushi is quite brave. How many women can do this? Confessing in front of so many people? Right? Back then, Senior Lin Ran gave her his all, and she cast him aside like a worn-out shoe. Now, she's here playing the part of the deeply affectionate lover. Hearing the discussions from the audience, Lin Jian started to break out in a cold sweat. He had done everything he could, but he never expected this to be the outcome. Did he really have to take that final step? It wasn't just Lin Jian. Lu Yueme had also lost her will to fight at this moment. She felt that if this continued, something very bad would happen. So she tugged on Lin Jian. Lin Jian, still in shock, gave Lu Rushi a deep look. Lu Yueme also sighed inwardly, heartbroken. She had never thought that her most beloved niece would backstab her at such a critical moment. She had her reasons for backstabbing her son. It was obvious Lin Ran had something on her. But why would her niece backstab her son? Lu Rushi didn't care about any of that. Right now, she just wanted to rush to Lin Ran's side, stand by him, and shoulder everything for him. But Lin Ran didn't seem to want that. Why? Was it because of that woman, Luo Yao? Brother Lin Ran, I know you're worried about my safety. It's okay, I'm not afraid. Lin Ran was thoroughly disgusted. Shut up. If you say one more word, I'm going to puke. You're more disgusting than Shernancy and Lin Jian combined. You know that. Lu Rushi's eyes widened on the spot. Lin Ran's gaze told her that if she said one more word, he would guarantee she could never show her face in public again. Lin Ran knew crystal clear about that time. She was on a date with Shernancy at the Panga Hotel and then went upstairs with Lin Jian. So, she didn't dare to speak anymore. She still wanted to preserve that non-existent bit of face she had left. But what she didn't know was that Lin Ran wasn't thinking that way. Lin Ran simply didn't want to hear Lu Rushi speak and was also waiting for Wang Bao. Today, he had to publicly shame Lu Rushi and Lin Jian on the spot. Live stream to the entire internet. What a rare opportunity. This Wang Bao, why is he so slow? Lin Jian had finally calmed down by now. He had to go all in. Suddenly, Lin Jian felt the temperature drop. He looked up and saw a woman with eyes as sharp as knives sitting below. Luo Yao? Why was she here too? Luo Yao was trembling all over. Lu Rushi's public confession had made her furious, but she was still restraining herself. This was all a change that had occurred because of Lin Ran. I must trust our Ran. Lin Jian thought to himself. No, even if Luo Yao is here, I have to fight. If we die together. And so, Lin Jian unleashed his ultimate move, a direct R-skill attack. Fine, even if I was mistaken, then brother, let me ask you, are you being a toy boy for someone else? Are you? Wait, Lin Ran thought. Who gave you the right to slander me like this? Since Wang Bao wasn't ready yet, serving up an appetizer for everyone wasn't a bad idea. Since it's been proven that you're slandering me, shouldn't you kneel and apologize? Otherwise, I'll have someone send you to the police station right now, and you won't have to say the rest of your piece. Principal Tang, sitting below, showed a smile and slowly straightened his back. As expected, it had to be Lin Ran. Lin Jian was stunned. Then a feeling called pleasant surprise appeared in his mind. Wasn't Lin Ran just making himself look bad in front of everyone? Just as he was about to speak, Lin Ran coldly demanded again, kneel, apologize, then talk. At this moment, all the students reacted, enjoying the drama. Apologize, apologize, apologize. Lin Jian forced a smile, knowing that if he didn't apologize, Lin Ran's bodyguards would definitely take action. The fake bodyguards he had brought were no match at all. He had already prepared for the worst, and it wasn't the first time he'd kneeled. It could even put him in a weaker position, and everyone knows the weak are easily sympathized with. What was there not to like? Thus, Lin Jian knelt down in front of all the teachers and students. Brother, I'm sorry. I made you unhappy again. I apologize to you. I'm sorry. I just love you too much and don't want you to go down the wrong path. He looked as if he had kneeled to Lin Ran countless times. Holy crap. He really knelt? He's so practiced at it. Although I don't like Lin Jian, isn't Lin Ran being a bit too much? Too much. Don't preach charity if you haven't walked in their shoes. If you don't know Senior Lin Ran's story, please go look it up on the forums. Besides, weren't you also shouting apologize just now? But I didn't say to kneel. Why do I feel like Lin Ran is just an unworthy person who got his way? Yeah, right. You'd better not go to the new library in the future, you big shot. On the stage, after kneeling, Lin Jian finally opened his mouth to question him again. Brother, you have to admit this. You're someone's lover, you're a toy boy, and you're not at all worthy of being the student representative. Lin Ran spread his hands. How can you say that? Who is that person? Why don't you dare say their name? You don't even dare to say the name. Yet you slander me like this? Looks to me like you want to kneel again. Huh? What? You don't need evidence for slander anymore. Lin Jian's eyes widened. He couldn't imagine Lin Ran being so fearless. You really want me to say it? Say it. Whose lover am I? How come I don't know? Lin Ran pushed Lin Jian to continue. Lin Jian fell silent. He was a little scared. Lu Wei was still in shock. Lu Wei spoke up to stop him. Xiao Jian, let's just forget it. If they stopped now, there was still a chance. If they really exposed Luo Yao, then everything might be over. Lin Jian was struggling internally, wondering whether to say Luo Yao's name. Some of the students below had already started guessing. Of course, many students from Nuanyo Group had excitement in their eyes. Could it be that the boss and the boss's wife's relationship was going to be made public today? Seeing that Lin Jian still didn't dare to speak, Lin Ran showed a mocking and contemptuous smile. Since you can't say it, then continue kneeling and apologize. Lin Jian was finally provoked. He thought, since you don't want to live, let's all die together. He gritted his teeth. Luo Yao, the young lady of the top financial conglomerate. Do you dare say you're not Luo Yao's lover? He still couldn't figure it out. Why would Luo Yao rather support Lin Ran than give him a second glance? Just because Lin Ran was more handsome than him? Taller than him? That Lin Ran was just a motherless bastard, unloved by his father and hated by his stepmother in the Lin family. What did he give Luo Yao? He was the heir to the Lin family. His status and position were beyond Lin Ran's comparison. The one who could walk hand in hand with Luo Yao into the future was him, and only him. The whole place once again fell into chaotic discussion. What the hell did Lin Jian say? Lin Ran is whose lover? He seemed to say Luo Yao, that young lady from the top financial conglomerate, the Luo Yao from the Luo Group. Holy crap. Am I crazy, or is the world crazy? If Lin Ran is Luo Yao's lover, then that's great too. Why couldn't such heavenly fortune fall upon me? You bastards, don't you dare slander Senior Lin Ran. He wouldn't be that kind of person. I don't think so either. If Lin Ran is Luo Yao's lover, I'll do a handstand and eat shit on a live stream. A student from Nuanyo Media, looking at the moron next to him setting a flag, immediately took out his phone. "Excuse me, could you repeat what you just said?" The student was taken aback, frowning as he asked, "What do you want?" The Nuanyo media employee. "What if I told you Lin Ran is Luo Yao's husband? Would you believe me?" "You're full of it." "All right then, let's make a bet, with this video as proof. Let's bet on what you just said. Do you dare?" The person sneered, saying fearlessly, "Husband? Haha, you're killing me. Fine, I'll take that bet. I, sure Hao Xiong, swear that if Lin Ran is Luo Yao's lover, I'll do a handstand and eat shit on a live stream. If I don't, I'm a son of a bitch." And so, the bet was made. Lin Ran thought to himself, "Wang Bao, that bastard, why isn't he ready yet? After showing everyone what's what, I still have to propose to Luo Yao." Now it was great. Lin Jian had just blurted it out. So he angrily pointed at Lin Jian and said, "Slander. I'll sue you for slander. How could I possibly be Luo Yao's lover?" Below the stage, Luo Yao's warmth vanished in an instant, and a red glint appeared in her eyes. Uncle Fu, beside her, felt his pupils quake. The sky was about to fall. "Young Master Lin, what are you saying? Do you have a death wish or something?" Unfortunately, Lin Ran didn't see the look in Uncle Fu's eyes that was about to pop out. He just continued speaking on the stage. "I'm obviously Luo Yao's husband." After Lin Ran said this, the entire place fell silent. Luo Yao sat back down, the hostility around her fading, replaced by warmth in her eyes. Lin Jin's eyes widened. Lu Yuemei collapsed to the ground, and in front of the screen, Lin Tianba was in disbelief. And Principal Tang stood up excitedly. It's here, this moment has finally come. Let's see you old geezers just how awesome the outstanding student from my school is." Everyone's eyes were wide, unable to believe what they had just heard. Then, a chaotic murmur of discussion erupted. "Did Senior Lin Ran just admit it? No, something feels off. Husband should be a title for someone who is married, right? You're saying Lin Ran and Luo Yao are a married couple? I'd rather believe Lin Ran is Luo Yao's lover. If they're a married couple, I'll do a handstand and eat shit. Didn't you just make a bet you haven't paid up on? Now you're trying to scam another free meal? You people are so short-sighted. I'm from Nuanyo Media. I've known about Senior Lin Ran and Miss Luo Yao's relationship for a long time." Lin Jian took a step back, the cane in his hand dropping. "You, what did you say?" "Lin Ran, I said I am Luo Yao's husband. The legal kind. If being a legally married couple is considered being lovers, then I can only say your mind is as filthy as your mother's." Lin Jian had always thought Lin Ran was just a plaything in Luo Yao's hands. Only now did he realize he might have gotten something terribly wrong. He shook his head in disbelief, muttering in a very low voice, "How is that possible? How is that possible? How are you worthy of her?" Suddenly, the large screen in the center of the square lit up, and a marriage certificate appeared on it. Lin Ran breathed a sigh of relief, turned to the crowd, and shouted, "My speech was interrupted by this little man claiming to be my brother. What I actually want to say is, not only am I handsome and successful in my career, but I also have the wealthiest, most powerful, and most loving wife, Luo Yao." The information and photos on the marriage certificate on the big screen confirmed the identities of the two individuals. This time, the entire audience exploded. "Where's that guy who was going to eat shit? I've been following you for a long time. Lin Jian is shameless, slandering his own brother like that." "Brother? They're not even brothers. And according to a little rumor, Lin Ran has already severed ties with them. I heard his own father signed the papers." "Holy crap. Then what the hell are Lin Jian and his mother yapping about here?" At this moment, Luo Yao's eyes seemed to have something swirling in them. She used to think that a public announcement wasn't important, but now she seemed to understand what happiness was. So, this is what happiness feels like. Uncle Fu, beside her, also had red eyes and said, "Young Master Lin is really so good. Miss, young Master Lin has really changed for the better. I've been observing him closely during this time. He really loves you. You think I need you to tell me?" Uncle Fu and those school leaders, alumni, seniors, and the vast media were all shocked beyond words. Only Principal Tang and Director Chun Xiao had looks of pure satisfaction on their faces. This was long overdue. Many people turned their shocked gazes towards Principal Tang. "Old Tang, why does this student look so familiar? Now that you mention it, he does look familiar to me too. Wasn't he rumored to be with some celebrity before? I think I saw it in the news. Holy crap, he's..." Principal Tang said proudly, "That's right. The one standing before you now is the strongest student of the 21st century, Lin Ran. Chun Xiao, my grandson-in-law, Principal Tang, everyone." At this moment, not only the people at the scene were stunned, but the people in the live stream chat were also stunned. and Lin Jian, on the stage, was even more unable to accept this reality. He couldn't believe that Lin Ran and Luo Yao were a legally married couple. He had always thought Lin Ran was just a toy boy kept by Luo Yao. Now he knew how ridiculously wrong he was. He was very likely completely finished. Little brat Lin Jian, why aren't you talking anymore? Lin Jian swallowed hard. Lin Ran continued to press. Now, do you want to apologize for your mistake again? This time, the entire student body was unusually united. Apologize? Damn, such a disgusting person. If he doesn't apologize, we won't let him leave this place. Faced with the public outrage, Lin Jian was forced to kneel and apologize for a second time, and in front of the entire internet. What he didn't know was that the number of viewers in this live stream had grown from a few hundred alumni at the beginning to over 1 million passersby now. There was no helping it. The news of the top financial conglomerate's son-in-law was too explosive, instantly pushing this live stream to the #1 spot in viewership. At the same time, many people were seeing Luo Yao's face on a marriage certificate for the first time. Just then, Luo Yao walked up. She couldn't hold back any longer. Everyone was stunned by Luo Yao's beauty, especially the students of Jing University. It was their second time seeing Luo Yao, and they were still marveling at how someone could be so perfectly beautiful, flawless from every angle. They also recalled the last time Luo Yao appeared and said, "Finally, I want to remind some people to keep their eyes open and not get close to people they shouldn't, and especially not to bully my person." It turned out she was really talking about Lin Ran. After getting on stage, Luo Yao didn't say a word. She slapped Lu Rushi right on the spot, and Lu Rushi immediately swayed. She glanced at Lin Ran, only to find that Lin Ran's gaze was fixed on Luo Yao, not giving her even a sliver of attention. Her heart ached, but she didn't dare do anything to Luo Yao, so she thought it best to feign fainting to gain sympathy. Thus, her swaying body began to wobble on the spot. Trying to fake a faint to escape social death, Luo Yao spoke. "Lu Rushi?" Lin Ran walked over to Luo Yao's side. "Wifey, you're here." Boo-hoo-hoo. He had discovered a pattern. The more pitiful he acted, the lower the chance of getting hit. Sure enough, Luo Yao turned to look at Lin Ran, her eyes full of love. "Ran, what did you just say?" "Lin Ran, I said, wifey, you're here." I was about to be bullied to death by them. Without another word, Luo Yao stood on her tiptoes and kissed him, shoving their PDA in everyone's faces, live and in front of the whole crowd. "Luo Yao, I told you, anytime, anywhere." This time, Lin Jian didn't dare to act up. Even Lu Yuemei kept her head down, not daring to look at Luo Yao. This young lady of the top financial conglomerate had proven her psycho tendencies to them more than once. At this moment, Luo Yao was overwhelmed with happiness and wanted to pull Lin Ran away. Lin Ran quickly stopped her. Luo Yao asked with deep affection in her eyes, "What's wrong? The show isn't over yet." "Okay, I'll watch it with you." Just then, Lin Ran picked up the microphone. "Fellow students, teachers, and seniors, thank you for witnessing my happiness. Since that's the case, let me show you something interesting as well." With that, Lin Ran waved his hand, and the large screen in the middle of the stadium instantly displayed a video. In the video, Lu Rushi was completely unrestrained, and Lin Jian played the part of a pervert. Lin Ran wasn't releasing a news report, but for the sake of everyone's mental health, he still added mosaics. But his mosaics were different from others. While others would mosaic the faces, Lin Ran mosaicked everything but the faces. Gasps echoed as the entire venue instantly exploded. Holy crap, if I remember correctly, Lin Jian and Lu Rushi are cousins, right? Huh. Ha ha ha. I'm going crazy. The world is finally ending. And they had the nerve to frame Lin Ran. Turns out they're the masters of orthopedics. Luo Yao watched as Lin Ran publicly executed Lu Rushi and Lin Jian, her eyes sparkling like stars. At this moment, the live stream instantly went black, banned for 5 minutes for violating regulations. It was immediately followed by a flood of comments. "Damn, why did it cut out at the most exciting part? Why? Was that Luo Yao just now? She's so beautiful." I thought Lin Ran was just in a marriage of convenience with Luo Yao. Seeing how lovey-dovey they are, I feel like I was wrong. This live stream is so exciting, better than a TV drama. Later, their father broke their legs, and the two young people moved to another country to live for the sake of their bones. Since then, orthopedics has become a synonym for it. Thanks of King Lot. Please don't explain next time. At the venue, Lin Jian stared with wide, unbelieving eyes. At the same time, countless people took out their phones and started recording. Only then did Luo Yao take Lin Ran's hand and walk off the stage. What happened next had nothing to do with them. Hey, 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 I haven't proposed to you yet. Luo Yao froze. She hadn't realized Lin Ran's show wasn't over. Ran. Luo Yao's tears finally, disappointingly, started to fall. Wifey, what's wrong? Don't cry. Ran, it's too noisy here. Let's go. She didn't want others to see her weak side. That would bring trouble for her Ran. Fortunately, the team of bodyguards had their backs to them, forming a tight circle, so no one saw. Okay, let's go. A proposal could happen anytime, but Luo Yao was crying now. He had to consider her feelings first. Besides, it was indeed too noisy here. It was all Lin Jian's, that grandson of a bitch's, fault. Luo Yao didn't participate in the rest of the event either, because right now, she felt like she was the happiest woman in the world. Principal Tang watched the area where the group of bodyguards was leaving and anxiously shouted, "Student Lin Ran, CEO Luo." Just then, Lu Meng came to Principal Tang's side. "Principal Tang, our CEO Luo says your field is a bit small and the seating is a bit limited. Today's effect wasn't good." Principal Tang was completely baffled. "Assistant Lu, what does CEO Luo mean? Our CEO Luo is not satisfied with Lin Jian's appearance today, nor is she satisfied with the venue's capacity. Therefore, your school needs a stadium that can accommodate tens of thousands of people. But there's one condition. The next time young Master Lin speaks, it must be a full house." Principal Tang was left completely disoriented in the wind, speechless for a long time. 5 minutes later, the live stream resumed. Lin Jian and the others had long been cleared out by the school. Wu Zhishang also seized this opportunity to start promoting. Originally, the school had only given him half a minute at the end of the event for promotion, much like an advertisement. But now, with Lin Ran's unprecedented popularity, the backstage staff reported it to Principal Tang. Principal Tang immediately exclaimed, "What the hell? Get Wu Zhishang up there quick." Wu Zhishang spoke with a powerful voice. "Everyone, Lin Jian is a fake brother. I'm the real brother. I'm currently working as a manager at Nuanyo Media under student Lin Ran. Next, on behalf of the company and Lin Ran, I would like to announce something." Wu Zhishang leveraged Lin Ran's popularity to the fullest. Although the number of viewers in the live stream had been cut in half, it was still frighteningly high. Lin Ran's popularity was still there, and Chen Xingtian was also a A-list actress. This short drama already had some buzz, and this time, it was directly pushed to the top of the trending list. The official release date was also set for mid-November. In the car on the way back, Lin Ran said with some grievance, "Wifey, I was originally planning to propose to you in front of the whole internet today, but it was ruined by disgusting people." Luo Yao was taken aback. "Didn't we already get our certificate? And that time, at Wangfo Mount. That was exchanging rings, not a formal proposal. And I said I owe you a wedding. Confessions, proposals, giving rings, weddings, celebrating holidays, birthdays. In short, whatever other girls have, you have to have too." Luo Yao burrowed into Lin Ran's arms, her eyes a little misty. "What I've always wanted is you. As for the other formalities, I don't care." Lin Ran also breathed a sigh of relief. "In that case, I'll just. But if you don't keep the promises you made, I'll make you bite the corner of a table, and then I'll smash your head hard until all your teeth fall out, so you never dare to lie to me again." Lin Ran swallowed the rest of his words. "Then I definitely can't not propose and have a wedding with you. Let me think how." Boom, boom, boom. Suddenly, a series of explosions rang out. Just as the two were having a sweet moment, their car was passing over a large bridge. The executive business van was blown off the ground, tumbling several times before coming to a stop. Watching the destroyed car, a dark figure stood on the bridge. The bodyguards all watched in disbelief, rushing over in a flood. "Young Master Lin, miss." Wang Bao was about to start the rescue when he was suddenly stopped by 2 bodyguards pressing against his chest. "You guys, sorry, Captain. We're traitors." It was only then that Wang Bao noticed 2 people on the bridge. One was Xiao Tong, and the other was a person in black. The black-clothed person jumped down from the bridge and walked towards Wang Bao. "Unexpected, isn't it? I'm back again. I'd like to see just how lucky Luo Yao is." The black-clothed person was using a voice changer, making it impossible to tell their gender or age. "So, have you seen clearly?" The black-clothed person stiffened all over. How is that possible? That was clearly Luo Yao's voice. But hadn't Luo Yao just been killed in the explosion he created? Could it be? His intelligence was wrong. Luo Yao wasn't in that car at all. She looked at Xiao Tong and saw his completely unfazed expression, and her heart sank. The black-clothed person turned around and saw a figure she didn't want to see. Lin Ran was holding Luo Yao's hand, walking behind her, his eyes fixed on the black-clothed person. Luo Yao's icy voice was like that of Satan emerging from hell. You are quite stupid. Don't you find it strange that you can escape from that place every time? The black-clothed person asked in disbelief. How is that possible? How did you know it was me? Over by Wang Bao, the two bodyguards exchanged a look and were about to flee when they were pinned down. Few people knew about Xiao Tong's operation. He hadn't expected to actually turn two bodyguards. Luo Yao, you think you're very smart? What a pity. Tell me, who is your accomplice? If you tell me, I'll give you a quick death. This time, you definitely won't be so lucky again. Luo Yao felt the group of bodyguards closing in around her, felt Luo Yao's icy gaze. An aura of death emanated from her entire being. So, this time it was you setting me up again? You wanted to lure out the person behind me. But do you think I'll talk? For stubborn people, Luo Yao never bothered to ask twice. So, with a swift leap, she charged forward. Luo Yao knew the moment to fight for her life had come, and she no longer held back. She drew her most skilled weapon, a dagger, and stabbed towards Luo Yao's heart. Luo Yao had already flashed in front of Luo Yao, one hand aimed at Luo Yao's head at point-blank range. Bang! Retracting her hand, Luo Yao looked down with disdain at Luo Yao, who had collapsed to the ground. I already told you, times have changed. You're still playing with knives here. Who do you think you are? Send Luo Yao to the Luo family's old residence. Let the old man see his touch his daughter one last time. Yes, miss. Luo Yao never imagined, even at her death, that her final confrontation with Luo Yao wouldn't be a life-or-death struggle, but a physical deliverance. Luo Yao slowly lay down on the ground, clutching her chest. Lin Ran was startled and rushed up to check on her. Yao, call a doctor, quickly. Looking at her blood-soaked clothes, Lin Ran's tears fell uncontrollably. No, don't. You said you would take care of me for a lifetime. Lin Ran's world completely collapsed in that instant. He had never been so panicked, so terrified. Luo Yao, can you hear me? You liar. You said you would take care of me. You said no one could hurt you. How could you be injured? Doctor, has the doctor come yet? Luo Yao finally couldn't bear it. She could feel Lin Ran's sorrow, and her whole heart was bleeding. So, she quietly opened one eye. Ran. Yao, I'm faking it. The blood is fake. Don't be afraid. Now, pretend to cry. Lin Ran was instantly dumbfounded, but he immediately understood what was happening. Yao. Boo-hoo-hoo. He finally understood why Luo Yao, who could have instantly killed Luo Yao, still got close to her. It was to create the illusion of being injured. It had scared him to death. Lin Ran wasn't pretending to cry. He was really crying. He had been terrified. As a grown man who is usually too embarrassed to show his emotions, he could now let it all out under Luo Yao's orders. How could that not make him a good actor? After crying for a while, Lin Ran carried Luo Yao into the car and headed towards the manor. At the same time, experts from several hospitals in Kyoto also headed towards the manor. The convoy set off again, and someone was sent to deal with the bomb car. However, all of this was being watched through a pair of binoculars from a high tower in the distance. The black-clothed man lowered his binoculars, remaining silent for a long, long time before slowly taking off his hood. Girl, we meet again. What he couldn't figure out the most was Xiao Tong. Now it seemed that the two bodyguards were genuinely turned by Xiao Tong and then planted the explosives according to his plan. The only thing was Xiao Tong was on Luo Yao's side, so Luo Yao wasn't in that car. He didn't understand why Xiao Tong, who had clearly consumed his substance, would still dare to betray him. It wasn't that he hadn't considered the possibility of Xiao Tong's fake betrayal. He just couldn't imagine someone would be so willing to risk their life. Suddenly, he remembered something. The moment Xiao Tong ate the last bite of bread. It seemed to be in a surveillance blind spot. Damn it, he had been tricked. But did they think they could get away with it just like that? Now that Luo Yao was severely injured, it was the perfect opportunity. If you die, so be it. But if you won't be decent, then I'll help you be decent. The black-clothed man took off his clothes and commanded the few people behind him. Assemble. Go to Dongtian Manor. Girl, did you think I, your uncle, wouldn't have a backup plan? Back at the manor, Luo Yao immediately revived to full health, clinging to Lin Ran and refusing to get down. Ran, I'm sorry for making you worry. Lin Ran's eyes were still red. The feeling of life and death had made him break down, but now the relief of having her back made him grateful. Next time, don't you dare lie to me again. Luo Yao. Okay, if I lie to you, my whole family will die. Lin Ran burst out laughing with a puff. Well, you dare to copy me. After Luo Yao and Lin Ran were lovey-dovey for a while, The team of experts arrived. Of course, this expert team was entirely composed of people from the Yi family, a medical dynasty, distributed among various top-tier hospitals in Kyoto. After they left, Luo Yao came out again. She glanced at Xiao Tong. 10 times the bonus. Xiao Tong was immediately filled with gratitude, almost kneeling on the ground to thank his lord and master. Lin Ran walked over and patted his shoulder. I heard from Wang Bao that the man in black suspected you like my wife. Xiao Tong's face immediately turned mournful. Young Master Lin, I've been wronged. That was just his wild guess. I don't want the bonus anymore. Lin Ran found his bodyguard a bit endearing and quickly waved his hand. Just kidding. You still have to take the bonus. Otherwise, it wouldn't be fair for you to have been poisoned. And I'll help you find your white moonlight, okay? Yi had already checked Xiao Tong. The toxin level was very low, so much so that he didn't even need an antidote and it would metabolize out on its own. Xiao Tong's eyes immediately lit up, his heart pounding with excitement. Thank you, young Master Lin. Thank you, young Master Lin. Xiao Tong's white moonlight. That's another story. Yao Yao. You know who the opponent is now, right? Luo Yao nodded. Your second uncle, right? How did you guess? Lin Ran pointed to his own eyes and said, because I'm not an idiot, and I understand you. Luo Yao moved closer to Lin Ran's face, her eyes gazing into his. Our Rant's eyes are so bright. They have my reflection in them. Lin Ran thought to himself, how does Luo Yao's train of thought jump so quickly? Of course, because my eyes only have you in them. Only then did Luo Yao return to Lin Ran's previous question. Then tell me, how do you understand me? Lin Ran, for example, just now, if you didn't know who the opponent was, you probably wouldn't have off Luo Yao. Luo Yao nodded. I did have some certainty. So is it your second uncle or not? That's right. Then Luo Yao directly placed a slender finger on Lin Ran's lips. Right now, I don't want to discuss this with you. I want you. Luo Yao was in a really good mood today. She was determined to have a decisive battle with Lin Ran. Am I the only one who noticed that Lin Jian and Lu Rushi might actually be blood-related cousins? In the middle of the night, he once again fell into a nightmare. He looked up at his surroundings. It was somewhat dark. The only light seemed to be right in front of him. What was this place? It looked like a hole, but not a cave. It was a sealed hole. Looking up, there were stars filling the sky. Was he in a dry well? That didn't seem right either. Big brother, come by yourself, okay? With the faint starlight, Lin Ran seemed to hear Luo Yao's voice. You're not willing? Huh? Lin Ran looked confused. Suddenly, a flash of scarlet in front of him made Lin Ran sense danger. I will catch you. Meow. A cat's meow woke Lin Ran with a start. He was dreaming again. Lin Ran was covered in cold sweat. He looked beside him. Luo Yao was gone. What did this dream mean? Wait, it seemed like he was woken up by Xiao He. Xiao He. He was about to look when he saw a pair of eyes outside the window staring at him. Lin Ran jumped in fright. He looked again, and the pair of eyes hopped away. Xiao He, you damn cat, trying to scare me to death in the middle of the night. Lin Ran hurried downstairs and chased after it. Downstairs, there was no sign of Luo Yao. Even Uncle Fu was nowhere to be found. He thought for a moment and decided to follow in Xiao He's direction. He followed it all the way to the edge of the manor, where Xiao He disappeared. Lin Ran was baffled. He looked again and saw Luo Yao. She was leading several dozen bodyguards, surrounding a few men in black. The leader of the black-clothed men was clearly injured, standing in the middle of the group, locked in a dead stare with Luo Yao. Lin Ran, in the shadows, quietly approached. At this moment, Uncle Fu seemed to notice him. Lin Ran made a should gesture to Uncle Fu. You're not injured? The dark figure finally spoke. It was to lure you out, Luo Wushuang. Indeed, as expected of Luo Yao. What? You won't even call me second uncle? Luo Yao snorted coldly. Humph. I'm going to kill you today, so there's no need to acknowledge this relative. Besides, the only family I have is our Ran. Luo Wushuang gave a self-deprecating smile. Truly a woman without feelings. Blood ties really are worthless in her eyes. Isn't this the result you Luo family wanted? Luo Yao retorted. Luo Wushuang took a deep breath, some unpleasant memories flooding his mind. Back then, after Luo Yao returned, she turned the entire Luo family upside down, so she was not suitable to be the guardian of the Luo family. But what no one expected was that Luo Yao would directly take out the entire direct line of the Luo family. And the first one to be hurt was him, Luo Wushuang. That time, Luo Yao had someone attack him directly. He lost a leg, but luckily managed to escape in the end. Later, news of the tragic fate of other Luo family members came one after another. At first, Luo Wuxuang thought he was miserable, but after learning about the outcomes for the others, Luo Wuxuang felt fortunate instead. Because Luo Yao had targeted him first, she was not yet skilled and hadn't delivered a fatal blow. If she had targeted him last, his fate would surely have been the same as the others. The words Luo Yao had spoken back then were, "Isn't this the guardian you Luo family wanted? No relatives, no friends, no feelings. I've achieved it." Luo Wuxuang sighed faintly, no longer intending to argue right and wrong with Luo Yao, but to fight for his own safety. "I've failed this time, but do you think you can stop me?" Luo Yao narrowed her eyes. She was absolutely certain she could stop old Second Luo. She didn't know where his confidence came from. But for old Second Luo to say such a thing proved that he also had extraordinary confidence. "Go on. What are your terms for me to let you go?" Luo Wuxuang, clever. "I've established an organization. If I don't make out of here today, the people in that organization will endlessly hunt down." Lin Ran. Lin Ran, off to the side, listened with wide eyes. "Hey, is there something wrong with you, you old geezer?" Lin Ran blurted out a curse. Both Luo Yao and Luo Wuxuang were startled. When did Lin Ran get here? Luo Yao gave Uncle Fu a cold look. Uncle Fu lowered his head, not daring to meet her gaze. "Hey, you can't blame me for this. You said that within the manor, everything is up to young Master Lin. If he tells me not to make a sound, I really don't dare to make a sound." Lin Ran came to Luo Yao's side, gently taking her hand. "Yao Yao, you handle your business." Lin Ran gave Luo Yao a reassuring look, and Luo Yao also breathed a sigh of relief. The Ran of today was not the Ran of the past. Luo Yao spoke coldly. "It doesn't matter. I will protect Ran. If I can't protect him and he dies, I will die with him. But if you think you can threaten me with Ran, you are mistaken." After speaking, she looked at Lin Ran, and Lin Ran also spoke up in agreement. "Did you hear that? My wife and I think the same. If you dare to touch her, I will off you, and then go reincarnate with my wife." Luo Wuxuang frowned. He admitted that Luo Yao was a woman whose thinking was different from ordinary people. But why was Lin Ran like this too? No, Lin Ran was pretending. He had cooperated with Luo Yao, and the information he provided was real. And according to the files, Lin Ran had tried to get away from Luo Yao countless times. It was only recently that he started acting like he loved her. There could only be one explanation. A person cannot suddenly fall in love with someone they hate. Therefore, Lin Ran was afraid of Luo Yao. Everything he did was an act. "I, Luo Wuxuang, am truly a genius. Luo Yao. However, I can give you one chance. I'll let you go." Luo Wuxuang's eyes were deep. It was a long time before he asked, "Really?" "Of course." Luo Wuxuang smiled. "You really do care about this man. I don't understand. Are relatives really worthless in your eyes?" "Luo Yao, what are you? What gives you the right to be compared to my Ran?" "Damn." Luo Wuxuang almost lost his composure. He felt that Luo Yao's words weren't dirty, but they were just very unpleasant. He gave Lin Ran a deep look and disappeared from the manor. After Luo Wuxuang left, Lin Ran asked, "Do you really believe him?" "I don't." "Then why did you let him go?" "Because he has something I want, but he won't give it to me." In fact, the thing Luo Wuxuang had was important, but it wasn't absolutely necessary. What she wanted was Lin Ran's safety. She just wouldn't admit it out loud. Even if what Luo Wuxuang said might be a lie, Luo Yao didn't want to take that gamble. She had pretended to be injured to lure Luo Wuxuang into making a move. But even though Luo Wuxuang made his move and she caught him, she couldn't kill him. The entire plan had completely failed. At least she had confirmed who her opponent was. "Wifey, you're not worried about my safety, are you?" Luo Yao looked into Lin Ran's eyes. "Maybe, but I've also said, if we die together." Lin Ran spread his hands. "Of course. It's a deal. Ran. I love you so much." Luo Yao recalled all the little things about Lin Ran, unable to resist the urge to eat him up. It seemed that only by doing so could she truly become one with him. Her love had always carried a dangerous edge. "Lin Ran, I know. No one in this world loves me more than you do." Lin Ran's love for Luo Yao was not just for this life, but also for the past life and the one before. It was a love filled with deep affection, devotion, doting, emotion, guilt, protectiveness, a mix of various complex emotions. Of course, there was also her body. Lin Ran had long since fallen for her. Though not pure, it was incredibly sincere. Luo Yao lowered her head, feeling a little sad. If she could have dealt with Luo Wuxuang today, they would have one less enemy, and They would be one step closer to their retired life with our Ran. Yao Yao, do you think your second uncle will target me? Luo Yao looked at Lin Ran strangely and asked, why do you say that? I think he won't be looking for you for a while. After all, he must have guessed how comprehensive my protection of you is. Lin Ran thought that made sense. Then I'll go to the company for a meeting tomorrow. If you don't want to go with me, you can wait for me in your office. Okay. Luo Yao knew Lin Ran was looking for an excuse to bait Luo Wushuang into making a move. While touched, she didn't dare to relax. Luo Yao knew Lin Ran was looking for an excuse to bait Luo Wushuang into making a move. While touched, she didn't dare to relax. As the entire world entered the darkness of night, Kyoto University's centennial celebration was also reaching its closing ceremony. Chun Tian helped out for free, performing a dance, which once again boosted the popularity of the short drama. After just one night of fermentation, the next day's top 10 trending topics on the internet were all related to Lin Ran. 1. Luo Yao's husband. 2. Fake young master, real green tea, Lin Jian. 3. Explosive relationship, master of orthopedics, Lin Jian. 4. Such a stepmother. Is it human depravity or moral decay? 5. The top blade of the era, the abandoned child, Lin Ran. 6. Chun Tian and Lin Ran's relationship. What kind of family is the Chun family? 7. Saran Group plus Nuanyo Group boss, Lin Ran's true identity. 8. Scumbag father of the century, Lin Timba. 9. Kyoto University's centennial celebration. The principal's meme-worthy expressions, a once-in-a-lifetime sight. 1-0. Nuanyo Media's short drama scheduled for a November release. Lin Ran's identity was truly dug up from top to bottom this time, even more thoroughly than when Su Jiangwo had stood up for him. At this moment, countless netizens discovered that Lin Ran had actually lived such a hard life. Fortunately, he had taken off now, setting everything else aside, just with the identity of Luo Yao's husband. He could walk sideways anywhere in the world. Not to mention, he had so many other hidden identities. Riding the wave of popularity, the number of pre-registrations for Nuanyo Media's short drama reached an unprecedented number, pushing the short drama market to a height it didn't yet belong to. It was at this time that Lin Ran once again came to the company. For his own safety, he also brought Uncle Fu with him. As the boss of Nuanyo Media, this was his first time participating in a decisive meeting. How do we charge? Who said my short drama is going to charge a fee? All the company's management were stunned. If we don't charge, how do we make a profit? At this point, Lin Ran had Wu Zhishang bring out the original project proposal. Then, everyone discovered just how brilliant Lin Ran was. The profit plan was thought out long ago. Early this morning, many people came to us for cooperation, so our profit model will return to the traditional way. First, advertising. We will insert ads before and after the short drama. Our investment is not large, so the revenue from ads alone can cover our costs. In just one morning, several brands have already contacted us. Second, platform cooperation. We can license the copyright to other platforms. Third, e-commerce conversion. Fourth, live stream traffic diversion. Our hosts are also professional level. Fifth, VIP subscriptions for early viewing. Of course, in addition to these, we also have hidden income. By creating a good IP this time, we can attract more fans for our subsequent content, which is an unpredictable future. It will also help our actors get better endorsement deals, and so on. The more everyone listened, the more astonished they became. It turned out that from the very beginning, he had planned everything. At this time, short videos did not yet have a fixed profit model, but Lin Ran had come up with a feasible plan, the only difference being that it was free to watch. After all, everyone's money is money. They've already invested time to watch a drama, so if they also have to invest money, capital can be shameless, but it can't not want money. Lin Ran cannot want money, but he can't be shameless. The others also reacted. According to Lin Ran's plan, it really was a free short drama model that could leverage large capital. This short drama alone could earn money that traditional companies would find hard to match. No wonder he was the boss. Although Chun Tian wasn't in management, she also attended this meeting. She listened from below, dumbfounded. How did it feel like this seemingly brainless short drama could possibly make more money than a movie? At this thought, Chun Tian shook her head, laughing at herself. She must be out of her mind. How could that be possible? All right, that's it for today's meeting. I had to go find my wife. CEO Wu, bring an assistant, and come with me to the Luo group to discuss cooperation. Wu Zhishang, Chairman Lin, I don't have an assistant. Just find anyone. After finishing this decisive meeting, Lin Ran left the company, preparing to go back to the Luo group to find Luo Yao. But just as Lin Ran got downstairs, he was stopped. A large man, brandishing a Septwolf's belt, charged at him like a fierce tiger descending a mountain, striking fear into people's hearts. "You little bastard, I'll whip you to death." Lin Ran was startled. He thought it was someone sent by Luo Wuxuang, but then he took a closer look. Well, it was Lin the Cuckold. Wang Bao and Xiao Tong, who were beside him, both rushed out, while Lin Ran slowly walked over. "You little bastard, tell them to let me go. I'm your father. It's only natural for me to teach you a lesson." Lin Ran narrowed his eyes. He knew that Lin Tianba was now on the verge of breakdown. Otherwise, with his spineless character, how would he dare to cause trouble for him? So, this time, Lin Ran planned to use a magical plus physical attack. He walked over and patted his face, once, twice, and a third time. A sense of humiliation filled Lin Tianba's heart. "You little bastard, what are you doing? Let me go quick." Lin Ran shook his head and said, "TSK, not only pitiful but also stupid. You dare to come find me alone? Are you looking down on me or the Luo family's team of bodyguards?" Lin Tianba bared his teeth and cursed. "You're the pitiful one. You, a beast without family or feelings. You will never get the fatherly love that only I can give you." Lin Ran almost died laughing at Lin Tianba's words. "Old geezer, sometimes I really pity you lot. You live in your own world without even knowing it, always thinking the whole world revolves around you, but it's all just fantasy. There's one thing I think you still don't understand. I have a family, which is my wife. I also have feelings. All my love belongs to Luo Yao. As for you, I can't say I hate you. After all, I can't hate a piece of shit for being too smelly, right?" Lin Tianba once again directly felt Lin Ran's heartlessness and ruthlessness, getting a taste of what Lin Jian and Lu Yueme felt on the live stream yesterday. After the mother and son returned home yesterday, Lin Tianba had thrown a huge tantrum. 1 million people had watched the live stream. They were now completely infamous nationwide. Lu Yueme hadn't even made it home before she was doxxed. This led to his hatred for Lin Ran reaching an unprecedented peak, which resulted in the current events. "You unfilial son, don't you feel the urge to kneel and apologize when you see me?" Lin Ran, "Wait, how is it that you're speaking Chinese words, but when you string them together, I don't understand. Did you get kicked in the head by a donkey?" Lin Tianba was furious. "Fine, you have lost your biological father. I'm telling you, you will never get fatherly love." Lin Ran kicked Lin Tianba in the mouth. Lin Tianba let out a wah, and several of his teeth flew out. "Damn, what a fucking moron. Having Luo Yao is enough for me. As for you, you're the truly unloved, pitiful fool." Lin Tianba spat out a mouthful of blood and a few teeth, looking at Lin Ran with terrifying eyes. "I have a wife and a son, but I'm talking about Xiao Jian, not you." Lin Ran seemed to remember something funny. He looked at Lin Tianba and revealed his own neat white teeth, as if mocking Lin Tianba's missing ones. Yeah, right. You're right. I hope you can handle it when you find out your wife is fooling around with other men outside. I hope you can handle it when you find out your son isn't yours. I hope you can handle it when they leave you for money." Lin Tianba roared, "You nonsense. I won't allow you to slander them. Yueme is gentle and dignified, graceful and generous, a rare and wonderful woman." Lin Ran bent down, his laughter terrifyingly long before he could recover. "What are you laughing at?" "Oh, Lin the Cuckold. I'd advise you to go back and see what your wife is up to every day. A wonderful woman? She's a good woman. Who does it against a tree trunk?" Lin Tianba's eyes were about to crack. "I won't allow you to speak about your mother like that." Lin Ran's smile vanished. "You say that one more time, and I'll turn you into a corpse. You know, my wife is Luo Yao." Lin Tianba's eyes widened. This was the first time he had felt a murderous aura from Lin Ran. "You." Lin Ran snatched the Septwolf's belt from Lin Tianba's hand, turned it around, and whipped Lin Tianba with a buckle. "Ah, Lin Ran, how many times has it been? You still dare to show off your intelligence in front of me? I have nothing to do with the Lin family anymore. Have you fucking lost your memory?" Lin Tianba screamed as he was whipped until Lin Ran got tired and threw the Septwolf's belt right on his head. "It's funny, really? Pitiful people must have their hateful aspects. I advise you to face reality, otherwise Batman will come and get you in a bit." Lin Tianba. Uncle Fu added, "Joker." Lin Tianba completely fainted. From anger. "What a pity. I was planning to show him something good. I guess I'll have to wait until next time." Uncle Fu. "Young Master Lin, you've changed a lot recently." Lin Ran glanced at Uncle Fu and asked, "Oh, have I changed for the better or for the worse?" "Your sight has returned." Lin Ran. "You can joke too?" Arriving at the Luo group, Lin Ran went straight up to the 88th floor, while Wu Zhishang took an assistant to the dedicated meeting room for project submissions. On the 88th floor, Lin Ran arrived at Luo Yao's office, where Lu Meng happened to be as well. When Lu Meng saw Lin Ran, she was like a mouse seeing a cat and immediately tried to run. Lin Ran called out to her, "Assistant Lu, Wu Zhishang has come to discuss cooperation with you. Find someone to liaise with him." "Yes, young Master Lin." Lu Meng left the office, breathing a sigh of relief. Phew, that was close. Almost got a face full of PDA. She entered the assistant team's office and looked around. An assistant asked, "Sister Lu, what's up?" "Lu Meng, I need to go downstairs to meet a client. Who's not busy and can go with me?" Before anyone else could speak, someone immediately raised their hand. "Pick me, pick me, pick me." Lu Meng had no complaints about Wu Zhishang's arrival. Young Master Lin's company didn't need an appointment, did it? Of course, this was just a formality. After all, with Lin Ran in the picture, they were practically family. Although it was just a small collaboration related to promotion, Lu Meng still planned to handle it personally. Meanwhile, in the office, Lin Ran and Luo Yao were finally alone again. Even though they were together day and night, the two were still as thick as thieves, as if they would lose the meaning of life if they weren't stuck together. "Ran, Director E just called and said it's time for your checkup. Should they come here, or should we go back to the manor?" "Lin Ran, is that necessary? I feel like my body is fine." "No, you must go." Lin Ran, "All right then, let's not make it a hassle. I'll just go to the hospital directly." Luo Yao, "After I finish my work, I'll go with you. I'll just have Uncle Fu and Wang Bao's team go with me. I'll be right back. The hospital isn't far from here." Luo Yao nodded. "That's fine too." After Lin Ran left, Luo Yao narrowed her eyes. "Will he make a move?" Lu Meng personally led a person to receive Wu Zhishang. The person she brought was the same Zhang Xinyan who had wrongly accused Lin Ran last time. As soon as Wu Zhishang entered the meeting room, he saw an introduction for Lin Ran and Luo Yao. Luo Yao, president of Luo Group. Lin Ran, the boss's husband. Wu Zhishang couldn't hold it in and burst out laughing on the spot, pointing at the two photos. I'm really telling you, this must be my sister-in-law's doing. Haha, this is killing me." Just as Wu Zhishang was pointing at the introduction and laughing uncontrollably, the door to the meeting room was pushed open, and Lu Meng walked in with Zhang Xinyan. When Zhang Xinyan saw Wu Zhishang pointing at the photo and mocking it, her eyebrows instantly furrowed into a knot. "You, why are you pointing at our president's photo and laughing? You perverted man." "Wu Zhishang, what are you talking about? This is my sister-in-law." "Your sister-in-law? Do you know who this is?" "Lu Meng, ahem. Zhang Xinyan, how many times have I told you? You can't be so rude outside." Zhang Xinyan stood beside Lu Meng pouting. She felt incredibly frustrated. Luo Yao was her idol in her heart. She had admired Luo Yao for a long time, of course, in a proper, non-romantic way. She worshipped Luo Yao for becoming the young lady of the top financial conglomerate at such a young age. For a young girl like Zhang Xinyan, this was nothing short of legendary. But when she found out that a strong woman like Luo Yao was actually married, Zhang Xinyan felt like her whole world had collapsed. Did a legend need a man? That's why she was so emotional when she met Lin Ran last time. After thinking about it, she still couldn't figure out the reason. Now, this friend of Lin Ran's was just as bad as Lin Ran, laughing at the photo. "Mr. Wu, I've looked at your proposal. To be honest, it's quite good. I will help you submit it. Our operations department will contact you in the future." Wu Zhishang nodded, politely expressing his thanks. Happy to cooperate. Happy to cooperate." Just as Wu Zhishang was leaving, Zhang Xinyan quietly stuck out her foot and lightly tripped him. Wu Zhishang fell flat on his face. "Why did you trip me? Which of your eyes saw that?" Wu Zhishang took a deep breath and composed himself. "Ms. Zhang Xinyan, I think that as an assistant at the Luo Group, you should have the decorum of a large company. Even if you don't like me, you shouldn't resort to petty tricks." Zhang Xinyan wanted to argue, but saw Lu Meng's ice-cold glare. She stuck out her tongue and said no more. "You can treat me like this, that's fine, but you can't treat others like this. If this wasn't my sister-in-law's company, I would have already made you bend down to look for something." "Look for what?" "Your teeth." You actually..." Before Zhang Xinyan could get angry, Wu Zhishang walked away. Zhang Xinyan, however, frowned from behind, realizing a shining point about Wu Zhishang. She said to Lu Meng, "This man has a good memory. Sister Lu only said my name once, and he remembered it." Lu Meng glanced at Zhang Xinyan and said, "With a name like yours, do you need to hear it a second time to remember it?" Zhang Xinyan was stunned, not understanding. "Zhang Xinyan, you're just an intern at this company. If you don't want to work here, then get out." You don't pay any attention to your image. How will you represent the Luo group in the future? Zhang Xinyan was frightened and quickly promised she would never do it again. She just couldn't help herself earlier, mainly because of Wu Zhishan's identity as Lin Ran's brother. She had no good impression of Lin Ran because he had stolen her idol. By the time Wu Zhishan returned to the Nuanyo media office, he found that Lin Tianba had just woken up. Wu Zhishan walked past him without a second glance. Lin Tianba could only leave in disgrace. But what they didn't know was that Lu Yuemei's business was particularly good today, because she had also become famous. The reason for her fame, needless to say, was her appearance at the Kyoto University Centennial Celebration. Many people treated Lu Yuemei as a pseudo-celebrity, and the frequency of her being requested increased. Especially those old clients, who were thrilled to discover that Lu Yuemei was the former lady of the Saran group. Brother Dao was smiling so widely his mouth could barely close. At this rate, Lu Yuemei could be considered a cash cow on the first floor. But due to the requests of certain clients, Lu Yuemei fell ill. Lu Yuemei felt her body couldn't take it anymore. It was uncomfortable, itchy, and painful. She went to the hospital for a checkup. The doctor looked at her report and was amazed. My goodness, this was quite a woman. Ma'am, you've been too frequent. It's inflamed, and you need to be prepared. You've contracted a fungal disease. Lu Yuemei's eyes widened in disbelief. The doctor had seen too many cases like this and was unfazed. He continued, and you're on your period? Today you. Sigh. I'll prescribe you some medicine. Go home and take it slowly. But remember, you absolutely cannot have intercourse with your husband recently. That bastard, he really doesn't know how to care for his wife. Lu Yuemei lowered her head, silent. She felt like the world was spinning. She took the report and walked out of the consultation room. Lin Ran walked into the hospital and headed straight for the director's office. But as he walked, he suddenly felt that something was about to happen. His whole body tensed up immediately. He had summarized one thing since his rebirth, something a bit metaphysical. His intuition had become exceptionally sensitive, especially when facing the unknown. He quickly looked around. Wang Bao noticed Lin Ran's strangeness and quickly asked, Young Master Lin, is there a problem? Lin Ran nodded. There might be. You have to trust a man's intuition. Wang Bao cautiously scanned the surroundings, but found nothing unusual. When they arrived at the director's office, Ibo Heo was in the middle of seeing his second patient of the day. His rule was to only see 3 patients a day, and Lin Ran was the third. Lin Ran knocked on the door and saw that there was only one woman inside for a consultation. Ibo Heo smiled and asked Lin Ran to wait a moment. Lin Ran frowned, feeling that the woman inside looked somewhat familiar. Brother Wang, go check what's going on with that woman. Wang Bao immediately rushed in. Ibo Heo quickly said, Hey, what are you doing? I'm seeing a patient. Wang Bao came up to the woman. He saw that she was wearing a mask, with one arm hidden inside her loose dress, and her chest appeared to be flat. Wang Bao felt that the woman might pull out something dangerous at any moment, and quickly gave Lin Ran a meaningful look. Just as everyone's nerves were on edge, Lin Ran spoke. Brother Wang, you can go out first. He had already recognized who the woman in front of him was. Wang Bao could sense that there was something wrong with the woman's gaze. She seemed somewhat timid. Young Master Lin, I think it's better if I stay here. No, you go out first. Wang Bao didn't dare to disobey Lin Ran's command. He retreated to the doorway, standing guard without moving a step. Director Ibo Heo looked at Lin Ran, then at the woman. Young Master Lin, I can see you first. Lin Ran shook his head. No rush. Continue seeing her. Ibo Heo nodded, thinking to himself that young Master Lin was actually a pretty nice guy. Mrs. Bai, the wound on your hand has healed quite well, but there's a risk of inflammation on your chest. I suggest you. The woman didn't wait for the director to finish his sentence and turned her head to look at Lin Ran. She took out one hand and slowly removed her mask, opening her mouth. The sight was somewhat horrifying. There was no tongue inside. Lin Ran, Bai Yaolian. The woman nodded. Yes, I remember you. You're Bai Yaolian. Second aunt Bai Yaolian. Second uncle's wife, Bai Yaolian. Luo family's Bai Yaolian. Foul-mouthed Bai Yaolian. Bai Yaolian felt that Lin Ran's way of speaking was strange. She stood up and slowly walked towards Lin Ran. Wang Bao, outside the door, sounded the alarm in his head. Lin Ran quickly stopped her. Stop. Don't take another step forward, or I won't be polite. Bai Yaolian thought to herself that this guy was quite vigilant, and she stopped in her tracks. Lin Ran scanned her up and down. He saw Bai Yaolian slowly raise her hands to show that she was not a threat. One of her hands was missing its palm. With her other hand, she took out a phone and pointed it at Lin Ran. On it was written, Lin Ran, What I am today will be your fate tomorrow. Lin Ran sneered. So, seeing that Lin Ran didn't believe her, Bai Yalian knew the visual impact wasn't enough. On the spot, she used her other hand to rip off her outer clothes. Inside, there was nothing. Lin Ran immediately turned his head away, not looking at her chest. Bai Yalian handed the phone to Lin Ran. Lin Ran took it and looked. It displayed, Luo Yao did all this. Isn't it terrifying? Lin Ran thought to himself, my wife isn't scary at all. She's the warmest and cutest woman in the world. You only lost a hand, a tongue, and 2 balls of flesh. What are you acting pitiful for? Suddenly, Lin Ran realized a serious problem. Bai Yalian was clearly targeting him and knew his schedule. This was somewhat difficult to figure out. It must have been arranged by her husband, Luo Yao. If you're done with your appointment, then get out. Don't delay my checkup here. After my checkup, I have to go home to find my wife. Lin Ran returned the phone to Bai Yalian. Bai Yalian lowered her head and left. Lin Ran quietly stuffed the note that was under the phone into his pocket. Young Master Lin, you know that patient? She's your second aunt. Lin Ran, she's a dog. Ibu Heo was choked by Lin Ran's words, knowing he had spoken out of turn. Young Master Lin, let me examine you. After finishing Lin Ran's examination, Lin Ran glanced at Ibu Heo. Give me a copy of Bai Yalian's medical records. Young Master Lin, this is against the rules. When I tear down your hospital, you'll know what the rules are. Ibu Heo wiped the cold sweat from his forehead. Okay. Ibu Heo had been dismissive of Lin Tianba's threat last time, but he firmly believed Lin Ran's words. Lin Ran walked out of the director's consultation room, a cloud of suspicion rising in his mind. Who on earth had leaked his schedule? This world was full of dangers, full of coincidences. Returning to the first floor, suddenly, a figure crying in a corner caught his attention. Lin Ran walked over and stood next to the person, a smile appearing on his face as he looked at the report in her hand. Feeling someone blocking her, Lu Yueme looked up and saw Lin Ran curiously looking at the report in her hand. You, Xiao Ran, what are you doing here? Lin Ran knew her secrets, so she couldn't get into a conflict with him. She had to endure it. Oh my, I really didn't expect this. The older you get, the more you play around. You can catch all sorts of diseases. Interesting, ha ha ha. Xiao Ran, Mom begs you. Please don't tell anyone else, okay? Lin Ran's smile immediately vanished. Lu Yueme quickly corrected herself. Xiao Ran, I beg you. Please don't tell anyone else. Lin Ran asked coldly, who are you? Lu Yueme was instantly stunned, recalling the scene upstairs last time when Lin Ran forced her to her knees. I am a mistress. The last 2 words were so quiet, she couldn't even hear them herself. I can't hear you. Lu Yueme was intimidated by Lin Ran's presence. She was already a little afraid of him now. Lin Ran was no longer the little child who could be slaughtered at will. I am a mistress. The first floor of the hospital was crowded. At first, no one paid attention to this corner, but Lu Yueme's loud shout immediately attracted their attention. They all thought to themselves, wait, are mistresses this arrogant nowadays? Only then did Lin Ran's smile return. Next time, you have to shout like this when you see me. Otherwise, you'll suffer a lot. Lin Ran left happily. He was genuinely happy. Now, he was starting to look forward to how Lin Tianba would ultimately deal with Lu Yueme. Seeing Lin Ran disappear, Lu Yueme's body trembled. She slowly squatted down, tears trickling down her face. What kind of sin had she committed to end up like this? Lin Ran also knew about her situation. Would Lin Tianba find out about this? Maybe. Find a chance to off Lin Ran? No. Lin Ran still held a lot of the Lin family's money. She had to find a way to get that money back. That was all her money. After getting the money, she would make Lin Ran disappear completely. The moment this thought popped up, Lu Yueme was startled by herself. Just then, the sound of a phone message interrupted her thoughts. After seeing the content, Lu Yueme broke down. I'm sick, can I not go? Brother Dao, you don't have the right to bargain. Get your ass over here now. The boss likes it at this time, you know? Enduring the discomfort, Lu Yueme still went to the appointed place. After getting in the car, Lin Ran broke into a knowing smile. Director, he had personally guaranteed that Lin Ran's body was perfectly fine now, and he had fully recovered from the last poisoning incident. He let out a small sigh of relief, thinking to himself that as long as Luo Yao stayed out of the kitchen, he was the safest man alive. But what he never expected was that Luo Yao would enter the kitchen again that very night. Watching Luo Yao's movements, everyone in the villa was silent with fear. This time, however, young Master Lin was with her, so it should be fine, right? When they came out again, they were carrying a dish that was perfect in color, aroma, and taste. Luo Yao's gaze swept across the room, and everyone, including Butler Fu, lowered their heads. They were all chanting silently in their minds, "Don't pick me, don't pick me, don't pick me." Only Wang Ma had a puzzled expression. Lin Ran cleared his throat. "Whoever tastes tests gets their bonus doubled." Seeing no one respond, Wang Ma had to speak up. "I'll do it, young Master Lin. No need for the bonus. It's just a taste test. How bad can it be?" Although Butler Fu had collapsed last time, Wang Ma had always believed that Butler Fu had a pre-existing condition and it was just a coincidence. She had absolute confidence in Lin Ran because, in the Lin family, it was always Lin Ran who cooked, and she had assisted him countless times. Lin Ran's culinary skills were as good as, if not better than, her own. Luo Yao looked at the somewhat elderly Wang Ma with satisfaction and nodded. Wang Ma carefully took a bite with the serving chopsticks and savored it. "This doesn't taste like young Master Lin's cooking." "Lin Ran, how's the taste?" "Wang Ma, it's not bad. It's edible." But no one else moved a muscle, just silently observing Wang Ma. Lin Ran thought to himself that this time, he had completed it with Luo Yao, so there shouldn't be any problems. He had watched Luo Yao through every single step. Half an hour later, Wang Ma collapsed. Luo Yao sighed. "It seems I'm really not suited for cooking." Lin Ran, "In a family, one person who can cook is enough. There's no need for a second. Besides, you work so hard to earn money and support the family. Just leave these household chores to me." In truth, Lin Ran couldn't figure out either. He had watched Luo Yao through every step, so why did something still go wrong? Could it be that the poison wasn't in the kitchen, but on Luo Yao herself? Luo Yao looked at Lin Ran with deep affection. "Ran, I'm sorry. I'm not a good wife. I won't allow you to talk about yourself like that. If you're not a good wife, then there are no good wives in this world." Butler Fu loved watching Lin Ran and Luo Yao's daily sweet interactions, but thinking of certain past events made him a bit wistful. He glanced over and said in his mind, "Oh, please. If you're not a good wife, then there are no good wives in this world." Lin Ran and Luo Yao frowned at the same time and said, "What's with that expression?" Butler Fu, "Nothing. Your bonus for this month is gone." Butler Fu, "My world is ending." And so, Butler Fu looked to Lin Ran for help, hoping Lin Ran would plead for him like last time. But he found that Lin Ran had no intention of pleading for him at all and even added insult to injury. "What are you looking at me for? I have to listen to my wife." Butler Fu sighed, thinking to himself that this world was truly meaningless. Luo Yao looked at Lin Ran. "Ran, I want—" All right. You won't rest until you've worn me out, will you?" After one night, the next day, Luo Yao went to the Luo group alone. Why didn't Lin Ran go? Because he hadn't woken up. Lin Ran was, after all, an ordinary person and couldn't keep his adrenaline pumping at all times like Luo Yao. When the people at the Luo group saw that Lin Ran hadn't come with Luo Yao today, they all breathed a sigh of relief. Recently, they had been so stuffed with public displays of affection that they were about to burst. Lin Ran could finally sleep in again. When he woke up, he found that Luo Yao was already gone. Lin Ran called for Butler Fu. "Young Master Lin, you were looking for me? Where's my wife?" The young mistress went to the company. "She said you were tired and told me to let you rest. So I didn't wake you." "Tired? I'm a bit tired." "All right. If there's nothing else, you can go about your business." "Young Master Lin, should I prepare some soup for you?" Lin Ran glanced at Butler Fu. "I have a good constitution. No need for it today." Lin Ran thought to himself that times had really changed. Even the butler was looking down on him now. He was clearly very strong, all right? It wasn't that Lin Ran was arrogant. It was because he was genuinely quite strong now. To have survived under Luo Yao's hand until now was truly not simple. "Very well, I'll take my leave then." Lin Ran nodded. As Butler Fu left, he sighed in his heart. Young Master Lin is so stubborn, always trying to save face. After Butler Fu left, Lin Ran remembered that he had forgotten to ask how Wang Ma was doing. But what he couldn't remember, someone else could. After Butler Fu left, Lin Ran suddenly remembered the note by Yao Yan had given him yesterday, so he went to find it. He discovered it was a string of phone numbers. Lin Ran dialed the number. Soon, the call was answered. "I knew you would call me." Lin Ran felt like he had heard this voice somewhere before. Luo Wushuang. The person on the other end admitted it directly. "By rights, you should also call me second uncle. Don't go claiming relatives so casually. You might be gone one of these days. Spit it out, what is it?" Luo Wushuang was a bit surprised by Lin Ran's tone. He looked at the information in the file and felt something was off. "I'm looking for you to cooperate. You must want to escape Luo Yao's control too, right?" Lin Ran narrowed his eyes. Why was the plot the same as with Luo Yao? What he didn't know now was that this Luo Wuxuang was not someone that woman Luo Yao could compare to. Luo Wuxuang was sinister, ruthless, and full of schemes. There was another major difference between him and Luo Yao. Luo Wuxuang was very patient and capable of forbearance. Otherwise, he wouldn't have disappeared for so long. Luo Yao, on the other hand, was rather impetuous. Of course, they had one thing in common. They both believed that Lin Ran was Luo Yao's plaything, that Lin Ran disliked Luo Yao, and that he wanted to escape her control. What if I say no? Although he knew Luo Wuxuang wanted to cooperate with him, Lin Ran still planned to put on an act. After all, agreeing too quickly would easily arouse Luo Wuxuang's suspicion, which would be counterproductive. As expected, a relaxed tone came from the other end. Don't be in such a hurry to say no. I know you're only compromising out of fear of Luo Yao. Don't worry, I won't control you. Whether we cooperate or not is entirely up to you. You can also choose to tell Luo Yao what I've said to you, but I don't think you will. Lin Ran remained silent, feeling that enough time had passed before he spoke. What do you want to do? The voice on the other end of the phone showed no emotion or fluctuation. Naturally, I want to take back control of the Luo family. Lin Ran, do you know why Luo Yao doesn't dare to kill me? Do you really think it's because of you? Lin Ran, what the hell do you know? There was a moment of silence on the other end. Can we speak a bit more civilly? Brothers, I'm in the little black room again, but it won't affect my updates. Rest assured, just wait for me to get out. Hanging up. Don't bother me again in the future. After saying that, Lin Ran hung up the phone directly, leaving Luo Wuxuang on the other end completely stunned. 10 seconds later, the phone rang again. Don't be in such a hurry to hang up. I still have things I haven't told you. Lin Ran said impatiently. If you have something to say, spit it out. Luo Wuxuang suppressed the anger in his heart and said, I'm telling you, if you think Luo Yao doesn't dare to kill me because of you, then you're mistaken. I still have value. I have something she wants, and I still hold some status in the Luo family. If she really makes a fatal move against me, she will also face condemnation from other members of the Luo family. She will never love anyone. In her eyes, you will always be just a plaything. Lin Ran found the content of the phone call amusing. So, what are you trying to say? Cooperation. Lin Ran was silent for a while before speaking again. I can't trust you. You don't need to trust me. You just need to know what you want. Lin Ran feigned a sigh and said, All right, I hope that only the two of us know about this. Of course, I don't want others to know either. Lin Ran, after we take down Luo Yao, I will give you a lifetime of inexhaustible wealth, including the place you're living in now. I will give it all to you. Lin Ran curled his lip in disdain. These things are already mine. Why would I need you to give them to me? None of that matters. Just remember your promise. Now, tell me, what exactly are you planning to do? The other end of the line fell silent, then spoke. It's not safe over the phone. I hope we can meet in person. Lin Ran, fine, I'll pick the place. That's not very appropriate. I can't trust you, so I must be the one to pick the place. All right, I'll wait for your news. After hanging up, Lin Ran narrowed his eyes. Things are getting interesting. Meanwhile, on Luo Wuxuang's end, a smile that said just as I expected appeared on his face. What did Lin Ran say? Bai Yaolian was by Luo Wuxuang's side, her one remaining hand pressing an electronic voice box to her throat, producing a very hoarse electronic sound. Her hatred for Luo Yao had reached its peak. Luo Yao had made her lose her dignity as a woman. A hoarse voice came from the voice box. Could it be a trap? Probably not. I trust my instincts. Besides, I've investigated thoroughly. Lin Ran's past has no connection with Luo Yao, and in recent years, Lin Ran has tried every means to escape Luo Yao's control. So Lin Ran must be acting. He just acts very well, which is why he fooled you all. As he spoke, Luo Wuxuang narrowed his eyes. Actually, if you think about it, it's easy to understand. How could someone who deeply hates you suddenly fall in love with you? Luo Yao showed a strong possessiveness from the very first moment she saw Lin Ran. What man wouldn't be afraid? Bai Yaolian also felt that what Luo Wuxuang said made sense. So that's how it is. Hubby, when we get back on our feet, we must torture Luo Yao viciously. Luo Wuxuang looked at Bai Yaolian with a sinister gaze, and Bai Yaolian was startled. Hubby, what's wrong? When you passed a message to Lin Ran yesterday, you did it in front of the bodyguards, didn't you? Bai Yaolian quickly explained, No, the bodyguards didn't notice at all. Luo Wuxuang sneered and said no more. Stupid woman. At this moment, in the office of the Luo group, Luo Yao was toying with her phone, her eyes holding an unreadable light. Aran, I trust you so much right now. I hope you don't disappoint me. Lu Meng knocked on the door, came in, and said, President Luo, it's time for us to go. Luo Yao stood up, left the office, and departed from the Luo group with Lu Meng. After a journey of over half an hour, Luo Yao arrived at the underground entertainment city. When Brother Dao learned of Luo Yao's arrival, he became extremely nervous. On the surface, he was a formidable underworld boss, but in reality, he was Luo Yao's loyal underling. As for the reason, about 5 years ago, Brother Dao was not yet the top figure in the underground. At that time, it could be said to be a tripartite balance of power. They got along reasonably well, each in their own territory, minding their own business, and could even drink together from time to time. But how could peace last forever? What's that saying? The state of the world is such that what has long been united must divide, and what has long been divided must unite. One of the bosses developed the ambition to unify the capital's underground forces. Not only would that bring more benefits, but it would also accomplish a great unification that no one in the capital had been able to achieve for decades. He invited Brother Dao and another boss to discuss matters, secretly gathering all his forces to wipe them out in one fell swoop. One of the bosses lost his life. Brother Dao was in disbelief. He was still very righteous back then, watching one of his brothers kill another and now trying to kill him too. Utterly disheartened, he fled and hid, but the seeds of hatred continued to grow. Not long after, Brother Dao, with people he had found from who knows where, swept through and eliminated that boss. When everyone thought Brother Dao would unify the underworld, he unexpectedly announced that there would be no more gangs in the capital from then on. As for himself, he found a place and opened this underground entertainment city. Gradually, it became a money-making machine. Although Brother Dao was no longer a big boss, there would be successors rising up behind him. But no matter what new forces emerged, they all recognized Brother Dao's status in the underworld. Anyone who saw him would call him brother, and with him presiding, there were no more new forces trying to make a name for themselves. This was Brother Dao's story. From a once loyal and righteous boss to the current ruthless but principled boss, he had completed his transformation. But no one knew that Brother Dao had another, completely unexpected identity. Although Brother Dao seemed to be doing things that courted death, in reality, this was also a method used by the authorities. Underground forces are like ants. They can never be completely eradicated. With Brother Dao around, the youngsters below wouldn't dare to act up. But without Brother Dao, those unruly young punks would multiply like hairs on an ox, and one day, with no one to suppress them, one major force after another would appear. Using the underworld to control the underworld has always been a tactic. And sometimes certain things really do require these people to accomplish. For example, Brother Dao had once helped the authorities secretly crack several drug trafficking cases, almost cutting off the entire supply in the capital, with only a very small amount still circulating. Of course, all this was thanks to Luo Yao. Not only did she help him get his revenge, but she also pointed him to a clear path afterward. Otherwise, he would have been found dead on some street corner long ago. Brother Dao was willing to follow Luo Yao and beg for a living, not only out of fear, but also out of respect and gratitude. After all, without Luo Yao's support back then, he could never have avenged himself and lived so comfortably. Brother Dao was willing to follow Luo Yao and beg for a living, not only out of fear, but also out of respect and gratitude. After all, without Luo Yao's support back then, he could never have avenged himself and lived so comfortably. And Luo Yao was willing to help him simply because she needed someone like Brother Dao to do things for her. Brother Dao had always been very clear about this. For example, investigating things that couldn't see the light of day or finding people who were not so easy to find. Luo Yao gave him a cold glance. Where are they? Brother Dao pointed to a very hidden room. Luo Yao had Lu Meng and Brother Dao stand guard outside, while she went herself. In the dark room, 3 bodyguards were locked up. As soon as Luo Yao entered, their eyes widened in terror. Betraying me? You got guts. The bodyguard around Lin Ran were all personally selected and trained by Luo Yao herself. But just yesterday, she discovered that Lin Ran's whereabouts had been exposed, so she had captured that person. As for the other 2, they were the bodyguards who had been turned by Xiao Tong. This was also why she had left the manor alone early this morning. She didn't want Lin Ran to see a bloody scene. The bodyguard who had exposed Lin Ran's whereabouts yesterday tried to explain, "Miss, we didn't betray you. I just said that young Master Lin was going to the hospital for a checkup. Betraying our Ran is the same as betraying me." The bodyguard still held a sliver of hope. "But I was also working for the Luo family. Second master is your biological uncle. After all, Luo Yao's eyes began to turn crimson, a familiar sensation spreading through her entire body. You think you're very funny? Seeing Luo Yao's eyes, all three bodyguards broke out in a cold sweat. Having been at the manor for so many years, they knew exactly what that look meant. And so, screams echoed through the sealed room. When Luo Yao came out again, she was covered in blood. The three bodyguards inside were now history. I'm gonna wash up. You two handle what's inside. Luo Yao showered in her private lounge, and Lu Meng brought her a fresh set of clothes. By the time Luo Yao reappeared in the entertainment city, Brother Dao had already cleaned up the mess. Boss, how should we handle young Master Lin's few enemies? A playful tone emerged. If our Ran wants to play, just listen to him. When our Ran doesn't want to play anymore, hand them over to me. Understood, boss. After Luo Yao left, Brother Dao finally let out a sigh of relief. He didn't see Luo Yao often, but every time he did, he felt a sense of death. He lamented, "This is an existence that no one on the entire Blue Star can afford to provoke." When Luo Yao returned to the Luo group, she saw a scene that filled her with murderous intent. Make her disappear. Understood, President Luo. Lu Meng agreed. She knew Luo Yao had decided to kill. Half an hour earlier, Lin Ran had hung up on Luo Wushuang, put away his phone, and left with his bodyguards. He was naturally going to find Luo Yao. They had been apart for several hours already. If he didn't see Luo Yao soon, Lin Ran would die. Besides, he and Luo Yao had an agreement. If he wasn't at the manor, he had to be with Luo Yao. Although this felt a bit like being trapped in a cage, Lin Ran wouldn't resist because he didn't want to make Luo Yao unhappy, not even a little. Soon, Lin Ran drove to the Luo group building. But when he looked up, he saw an unexpected person. It was Hua Haney, whom he hadn't seen in a long time. Hua Haney seemed to be deliberately waiting there. Lin Ran, where's Miss Luo? Hua Haney had been wanting to find Lin Ran for a long time, but every time, Lin Ran was with Luo Yao, which made her hesitant to approach. Today was a coincidence. Hua Haney finally caught Lin Ran alone. What's it to you? Lin Ran, what a coincidence. Let's talk, shall we? Lin Ran couldn't quite understand Hua Haney's train of thought. Had she already forgotten about him, kicking her out of the car last time? What? You don't have another explosive statement to make, do you? Looking at the current Lin Ran, Hua Haney thought he was so manly, so handsome, so rich. This was exactly the ideal boyfriend she wanted. Lin Ran, I like you. I've liked you for a long time. Before, when you were pursuing Rushi, I was jealous of her, so I always pretended to hate you. Now that you don't like Lu Rushi anymore, how about you let me be your girlfriend? Hua Haney felt she hadn't performed well during her last confession to Lin Ran, so today, taking advantage of Luo Yao's absence, she was trying again. She had no choice. Lin Ran was the richest person she could get close to. Chairman of the Saran Group, boss of the Nuanyo Group. What nonsense are you spouting? Don't you know I have a wife? Hua Haney naturally knew about Lin Ran's situation. She was at the sports field that day, too. She thought what Lin Ran did was incredibly romantic. But why was the person on stage Luo Yao and not her? Lin Ran, you can divorce Luo Yao and be with me. I won't hold it against you. When we get married, you can focus on developing your career, and I'll help you manage the house and your assets. I can also have babies for you. Isn't that great? Hua Haney believed that Lin Ran no longer loved Lu Rushi, but she also didn't believe that Lin Ran loved Luo Yao. After all, that woman was too crazy. Any normal man would avoid her. How can anyone love her? Lin Ran must be with her out of fear. What she didn't know was that Lin Ran was precisely that abnormal man. Hua Haney, you truly are sisters with Lu Rushi. Both of you love being the other woman. Unfortunately, I don't like green tea bitches. You can go look for stray dogs on the street, since humans don't like to eat shit. As Lin Ran spoke, he was considering how to teach Hua Haney a lesson. This woman was sometimes even more annoying than Lu Rushi. Hua Haney, Lin Ran, even if you scold me, I don't care. Admit it, you don't love Luo Yao at all. As for Lu Rushi, she only sees you as a simp and a backup option. But if you're with me, you'll always be number one in my heart. I won't drain you like others. I will only dote on you, Gouge. Lin Ran was completely floored by Hua Haney's words. What kind of god-tier little fairy was this? Where did she get this confidence? Did Fish Liang give it to her? Just then, Lu Rushi's voice sounded from behind Hua Haney. Nini, I can't believe you're this kind of person. Lin Ran was stunned for a moment, then had his bodyguards bring over a chair. A good show must be watched. Hua Haney stiffened all over, but immediately regained her composure. She turned around and said, What about me? What kind of person am I? Lu Rushi looked at Hua Haney in disbelief. She couldn't stay at school anymore. Everywhere she went, people would point and whisper, and some hot-tempered ones would even get physical. Her family had also disappeared somewhere and wouldn't contact her. She tried calling them, but no one answered. With nowhere to go, she could only rent a place outside. Today, she had been thinking of trying her luck to see if she could run into Lin Ran here and ask him if he was the one who had those videos played at the school anniversary and why he did it. She never expected to see this scene. "Nini, I heard everything. You just confessed to Brother Lin Ran. I can't believe you're this kind of person." "Huahani, Lu Rushi, don't make it sound so ugly. I usually put up with you and give you advice because I genuinely considered you a sister. But it was your own stupidity that made you lose Lin Ran." "Nini, you? What? Am I not allowed to say it? Who can you blame for your own stupidity? You green tea bitch, flirting with rich guys everywhere. And you even wanted me to help you come up with a plan to win back Lin Ran's heart." Lu Rushi's chest heaved with anger. Why? Why are you doing this to me? I treated you like a sister, yet you like Lin Ran?" Huahani scoffed. "I like Lin Ran, so what? Does he have your name written on him? Why can't I compete? Does everything Lu Rushi sets her eyes on have to be yours? You self-righteous, cheap bitch." At this moment, Huahani erupted. She didn't want to hide it anymore. When she was with Lu Rushi, basically all the boys centered around Lu Rushi. It had made her resentful for a long time. She had endured it again and again, and finally, she couldn't take it anymore. Today, she decided to lay everything bare so that if she met Lin Ran in the future, she could compete openly. But what she couldn't imagine now was that she would soon face the heaviest punishment. Lu Rushi was stunned. This was the first time Huahani had ever spoken to her like this. She had always considered Huahani her best friend and had given her true friendship. That was why she shared everything with Huahani, including Lin Ran, because she once believed that sisterly bonds were far more important than men. Men could be replaced, but you only had one or two best friends. But now, Lu Rushi cursed in anger. "Huahani, what have I ever done to wrong you? Why would you steal my man behind my back?" Huahani chuckled. Hiv, yo killing me. "Your man? Lu Rushi, I beg you have some decency. Lin Ran has never, for a single moment, been your man. In the past, he was your simp. Now you're his simp. You?" Lu Rushi was so angry her lungs were about to explode. "Huahani, from today on, our friendship is over." After speaking, Huahani gave Lin Ran a bashful look and then walked away without looking back. She didn't want to stay here and see Lu Rushi's face any longer, as if she had bullied her. Lu Rushi squatted on the ground and sobbed. Seeing that the drama between the two women was over and there was no more tea to spill, Lin Ran prepared to leave. Lu Rushi suddenly shouted, "Brother Lin Ran, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. I was wrong. This time I truly know I was wrong." But Lin Ran completely ignored Lu Rushi, and Lu Rushi couldn't break through the wall of bodyguards. So, she took out her phone and found Lin Ran's contact. "I'm sorry. I always thought of Huahani as my best friend. I never thought she would betray me. I regret it so much now. I shouldn't have listened to her. Brother Lin Ran, can you stay with me? I'm in so much pain." She hit send. A red exclamation mark appeared. Lu Rushi broke down and cried. At this moment, she suddenly recalled all the good things Lin Ran had done. Every time she was in trouble, Lin Ran would help her solve it, standing before her like a hero. But what had she done? She had taken it all for granted. So, the older was truly the most important person to Lin Ran. She was confident that not even Lin Ran's family was as important as her. So now, she was unwilling to believe that Lin Ran no longer loved her. But Lin Ran's behavior made her despair. "I really lost Brother Lin Ran. Woo woo woo." After crying for a while, Lu Rushi suddenly had the urge to go back to school and take a look. So, she disguised herself completely and went back. Fortunately, the weather was getting cooler now, so wearing a mask and a hat was normal and she didn't attract anyone's attention. Otherwise, she would have been surrounded again. Walking across the school's sports field, memories of the past slowly surfaced. That one time, Lin Ran had confessed his love to her here. In that basketball court, Lin Ran used to love playing ball there. Downstairs from the dormitory, Lin Ran had stood right there and told her, "I will make you the happiest woman in the world." Her reply at the time was, "I don't want to date before graduation. Brother Lin Ran, don't force me." Recalling the doting look in Lin Ran's eyes back then, Lu Rushi smiled. Looking at the now empty dormitory building, she smiled and then began to cry. Tears fell like broken strings of pearls. The man who loved her most was gone, and her best friend had betrayed her. The old Lin Ran was so pure, so in love with her. But she had actually lost him? This time, she truly knew she was wrong. Woo woo woo. Brother Lin Ran, I really know I was wrong. Can you forgive me? Why can't you just look back at me? Didn't you love me the most? Just as Lu Rushi was heartbroken, a girl walked over. Lu Rushi, I'm not. Lu Rushi quickly denied it. The girl sighed. Actually, I understand you very well, and I know you like Lin Ran. Lu Rushi looked at the person in disbelief. It was as if she had found a kindred spirit. You are. I guess you could call me your junior. Actually, I've liked someone for a long time too, so I know how you feel. I used to like a senior, but my best friend kept tempting me to test him. But I'm luckier than you. Now, my senior and I are together. Lu Rushi's eyes instantly lit up. Really? Then can I do it too? Why won't Brother Lin Ran forgive me? I was just misled by my best friend. And the thing with Lin Jian, it was all Lin Jian's lies. I was just a victim. I love Brother Lin Ran the most. Why doesn't he understand anything? The girl's eyes showed pity, but inwardly, she was screaming frantically. Heavens, what version of a T0 Tear Fairy is this before me? Do you know why Lin Ran won't accept you? Why? Because of Hua Haney. He hates Hua Haney. Every time he sees you, he remembers how you used to give him the cold shoulder. The instigator of all this is Hua Haney. Lu Rushi's gaze gradually cleared. I'm sure Hua Haney advised you more than once not to agree to Lin Ran, but also not to give up on him, right? It was this constant pushing and pulling that made Lin Ran give up completely. Why are you telling me this? Because I really feel for you. Seeing you now is like seeing myself yesterday. Do you know how happy I am now? My senior just proposed to me yesterday. Lu Rushi became excited, her sorrow turning into a smile. She could almost see the scene of Lin Ran divorcing Luo Yao and then proposing to her. How on earth did you do it? The corners of the girl's mouth gradually curled up, her eyes fixed on Lu Rushi as she said, because I proved my determination to the person I love. Lu Rushi grew more and more puzzled. Prove your determination? How do you prove that? I completely turned my former best friend into an enemy. I made it so she would never bother our relationship again. Lu Rushi looked lost. Never bother your relationship again? Right? But that was my method. It might not be suitable for you. What you do is up to you. Remember, you have to be ruthless. Otherwise, when the enemy reacts, they will definitely retaliate like crazy. Lu Rushi, did your best friend retaliate against you later? The girl's eyes became resolute. My best friend? She never got the chance. After saying this, the girl left, leaving Lu Rushi standing there in a daze. What does that mean? How can I make it so the enemy never has a chance to retaliate against me? Lu Rushi's rationality began to fade. That's right, it was time for her and Hua Haney's fake friendship to come to an end. Luo Group. As Lin Ran approached, he noticed everyone in the company was looking at him strangely. Did a flower grow on my face? These people seemed to have a problem. He didn't know that everyone in the Luo Group who saw him was screaming internally, why is this young master here again? Is he here to feed us dog food again? Inner thoughts. Marmot scream. Cue the emoji. 0. When Lin Ran arrived at Luo Yao's office, he found she wasn't there. Not only was Luo Yao not there, but Lu Meng wasn't there either. Lin Ran figured she was either in a meeting or discussing business. So, he opened the door to Luo Yao's office, preparing to go in. What are you doing? A somewhat familiar voice called out. Lin Ran turned his head. Well, the little stunner. You're that. What was it, Xinyan? Zhang Xinyan. All right. Is there a problem? Who let you in? Company regulations state that no one is allowed to enter the president's office without permission from President Luo or Special Assistant Lu. Lin Ran, I advise you to talk to me less. What do you mean? Literally what I said. There was once a woman who talked to me, and she was later slapped unconscious by your President Luo. Zhang Xinyan frowned. Impossible. You're lying. Assault is illegal. Lin Ran's eyebrow twitched. What did you say? You think my wife doesn't have the right to slap you? Zhang Xinyan thought for a moment and felt that Lin Ran was right. Luo Yao did have that right. She got a little scared, not knowing whether she should let Lin Ran in or not. Letting Lin Ran in was against the rules, but not letting him in might get her punished. Being an office worker is so hard. At that moment, another assistant saw her and immediately pulled her away. Are you crazy? That's young Master Lin, President Luo's hand-carried sedan chair. The person you can least afford to offend. Zhang Xinyan rolled her eyes, her words still sharp. I kept man. What's there to be so proud of? Sister Wang was instantly stunned, looking at Zhang Xinyan with a strange expression. Zhang Xinyan, you better be careful. How dare you say such things? Don't you value your life? Zhang Xinyan stuck out her tongue, but in her heart, she was still unconvinced, including that friend of Lin Ran's, the one named Wu Zhishang or something. That man was just as annoying. She didn't know yet that not long from now, Wu Zhishang would teach her a profound lesson. Lin Ran waited in the office for a short while before Luo Yao returned. Upon seeing Lin Ran, Luo Yao didn't seem very surprised, but asked strangely, "While I was away, you didn't talk to any other women, did you?" Lin Ran was instantly dumbfounded. Did Luo Yao install a listening device on me? How could she guess everything? I did, but I wasn't the one who initiated it. It was that Zhang Xinyan who stopped me from coming in. Luo Yao, you even talked to Zhang Xinyan? Even? Lin Ran admitted it generously. Not just Zhang Xinyan, but also that Lu Rushi. I really didn't expect to run into her, but I didn't say a single word to her. Luo Yao curled her lips into a somewhat chilling smile. Won't Lu Rushi's pitiful appearance trigger your protective instincts? Lin Ran immediately raised his hands. Wifey, I swear I didn't say a word to Lu Rushi. I swear on the life and fortune of my son, Lin Tianba. If I spoke to her, may Lin Tianba turn into a turtle-shelled bastard. Luo Yao gave Lin Ran a strange look and continued. All right, I'll believe you for now. But I heard that Hua Haney confessed her love to you. Regarding this question, Lin Ran was not nervous at all. He would have to be an absolute idiot to like Hua Haney. Yes, but I didn't pay any attention to her. I feel sick just looking at her. My dear wife, what kind of person is Hua Haney? You're not going to be jealous of her, are you? She's not even worthy of carrying your shoes. Why don't you just get rid of her? Luo Yao was silent for a moment. Hua Haney won't be alive for long. Lin Ran? Are you really jealous? Luo Yao didn't answer the question. Instead, she called Lu Meng in. Lu Meng, how many years have you been with me? Cold sweat instantly broke out on Lu Meng's back. 8 years. It's been that long. And you can't even manage your subordinates? Lu Meng was puzzled. That Zhang Xinyan. She doesn't need to come to work tomorrow. If this happens again, you don't need to come either. Lu Meng understood instantly. It must have been the thoughtless Zhang Xinyan who had provoked Lin Ran again. So, she acted decisively and had Zhang Xinyan pack her things and get lost. When Zhang Xinyan received this news, she was completely stunned. Why? There's no why. You're not suitable for the Luo group. Naturally, it's because you offended someone you shouldn't have. And you're still asking why? She also thought to herself, you should be grateful you just annoyed young Master Lin and didn't fall for him. Otherwise, it would be hard to leave the Luo group alive. Zhang Xinyan felt like her world had collapsed. In the end, she had no choice but to leave the Luo group. The weather was already cold, but not as cold as her heart. Walking in the cold wind, tears fell uncontrollably. She had beaten so many other candidates to get into the assistant team at the Luo group, and just like that, she was fired. Although the Luo group would pay her a severance fee, money was not the most important thing to her. What was important was being able to realize her own value. Lu Meng returned to the office and reported Zhang Xinyan's dismissal. Only then did Luo Yao's expression return to normal, and Lin Ran finally breathed a sigh of relief. It seemed he had dodged that bullet. Close call, close call. Luo Yao spoke again, continuing, Ran, Lu Rushi, Hua Haney, Zhang Xinyan, Zhang Xiaoan. Lin Ran immediately interrupted her, saying, Wifey, I love you. I don't want anyone but you. I won't even look at anyone else. Right now, I only want you. And after concluding a business deal worth several $100 million, Lu Meng knocked on the door. President Luo, Young Master Lin, a TV show has sent an invitation. They want to know if you'd like to participate. Luo Yao and Lin Ran simultaneously wore strange expressions. Has Lu Meng lost her mind? With their status, did they need to participate in an interview show? In fact, it wasn't just them. Even Lu Meng was shocked when she heard the news. But the assistant's explanation gave Lu Meng a sudden epiphany. Seeing the looks on Lin Ran and Luo Yao's faces, Lu Meng didn't dare to delay and quickly explained. This interview show is very famous. It's called The Things About the Boss and the Boss's Wife. It mainly targets successful bosses and sometimes invites celebrities to record their weekend routines. It's a live broadcast, so it will take up your Sunday morning. What do you think, President Luo? After saying this, Lu Meng waited for Luo Yao's answer. Why would she report something like this to Luo Yao? There were two reasons. First, as the special assistant to the president, she knew her boss well. Luo Yao loved to do anything related to young Master Lin. The second reason was more impressive. The assistant had said, we have to eat dog food every day, but others don't get to. Isn't this world too unfair? And so, this dark-humored reason became Lu Meng's motivation. That's right. Why should I be the only one eating it every day? Let everyone else experience this joy too. Let the whole world know how outrageously in love their boss and boss's husband are. Of course, Lu Meng had her worries. The main one was whether Lin Ran would be willing to participate. After all, the success of this matter ultimately depended on Lin Ran. Luo Yao also looked at Lin Ran and asked, Ran, do you want to participate? Lin Ran didn't hesitate at all and blurted out, I'll listen to you. Luo Yao lowered her head in thought. As the young mistress of the #1 financial conglomerate, participating in such a show was beneath her. But the thought of being all lovey-dovey with Lin Ran in front of the entire internet, announcing to everyone this man is mine, made Luo Yao feel as if she had fallen into a pool of honey. At the same time, it would also serve as a warning to those women with ill intentions to stay away from Lin Ran. Something called desire exploded in Luo Yao's heart. All right, you can schedule it. Seeing Luo Yao agree, Lu Meng then said, by the way, President Luo, besides the daily couples routine, the show might also ask some rather private questions. The reason this show is so popular is partly because of this. Fine, I understand. Seeing that Luo Yao didn't object, Lu Meng was ecstatic. Everyone thinks my job as a special assistant is so easy, right? In a couple of days, I'll let you all know just how easy it is. And so, Lu Meng quickly contacted the production team. The show's director was in the studio preparing for some guests when the assistant director asked, Director, didn't we invite Luo Yao and Lin Ran? Why are you still preparing questions for other people? The director looked at the assistant director like he was an idiot and said, What are we? Do you think we're worthy of having Luo Yao on our show? It was just a symbolic invitation to meet the audience's demands. Lin Ran's popularity is too high right now, and everyone wants to see him. But who is President Luo? Let alone her. We can't even afford to offend Lin Ran. Even the capital behind us can't afford to offend them. We're not in the same league. Okay. To put it bluntly, our boss is only worth $1 billion or so. He only managed to create this show because of his seniority in the industry. In front of a real financial conglomerate, he's nothing. Assistant director. But what if? There's no what if. That kind of what if doesn't exist. If it does, then I'll do a handstand and take a dump. Faced with the director's clear self-awareness, the assistant director also sighed. Just then his phone rang. The assistant director saw a beautiful string of numbers and quickly answered. Hello. Hello. This is Lu Meng, assistant to President Luo of the Luo Group. Regarding your show's invitation, our President Luo and her husband, Mr. Lin Ran, have agreed. You can start filming the day after tomorrow. What? The assistant director was completely dumbstruck. Lu Meng, I said, our President Luo has agreed to participate in an episode of your show. Please prepare for it. You can coordinate with me directly for any subsequent matters. After hanging up the phone, the assistant director was still holding the phone in the same position. Director, what's wrong with you? If you have nothing to do, go to work. Why are you staring at me? Director, what does a handstand and a dump look like? Director, Dong Tian Manor. Butler Fu left Villa No. 1 and walked to the servants' quarters, knocking on a door. Soon, a familiar voice came from inside. Who is it? It's me. After a long pause, the door opened. Wang Ma looked at Butler Fu and asked, Is something wrong? Butler Fu handed her a card. This is compensation from young Master Lin and the young mistress. Take it. Wang Ma didn't refuse. She needed the money. If there's nothing else, Butler Fu, please leave. Butler Fu frowned and asked, Is there nothing you want to say to me? Say what? That I left without a word all those years ago. Or why I suddenly disappeared. Isn't that the truth? Yes, it is. I'm not denying it. What else do you want to say? Do you want to use your authority as the butler to fire me? Wang Ma showed a rare hint of anger. Butler Fu sighed and turned to leave. He didn't understand what he had done wrong. Watching Butler Fu's retreating back, Wang Ma's eyes returned to their usual grayness, and she sighed in her heart. Some things, once missed, are missed forever. The present is the best it can be, but the loneliness in her eyes, why could she never hide it? Soon, Lin Ran and Luo Yao returned. Since tomorrow was a weekend, they were both in a good mood. Butler Fu, what's been wrong with you lately? You seem to have no energy. Butler Fu, have I? You must be mistaken, young Master Lin. Is that so? Seeing that Butler Fu wouldn't admit it, Lin Ran didn't press the matter. After all, the tea would spill sooner or later. I don't believe you can hide it forever. The day after tomorrow, a production team will be coming to our manor to film. Please prepare for it. Butler Fu was stunned. A production team? Are they here to shoot a short drama? No, they're here to film my and Luo Yao's daily life. It's a very popular show. A storm raged in Butler Fu's heart. He couldn't understand such things, but his professional etiquette allowed him to quickly regain his composure. Understood, young Master Lin. On Saturday, Lin Ran had no plans to go out. First, because it was a critical time. Although he had already agreed to cooperate with Luo Wuxuang, he couldn't guarantee that this wasn't just Luo Wuxuang's ploy to lower his guard and then find an opportunity to use him to threaten Luo Yao. Second, because he was lazy and didn't want to go out. Wifey, how about we take a one-day tour of the manor today? I haven't had a proper look around in all this time. Luo Yao. Okay. As long as it was a place Lin Ran wanted to go, she would follow him to the ends of the earth. The manor was huge, and Lin Ran rarely visited most of its places. How big was it? In his previous life, he had tried to escape from here once, and after that one attempt, he gave up. Other than the main gate, there was simply no way out. It was easy to get lost. Today, on a whim, he wanted to explore the entire manor, driven by both laziness and curiosity. Besides at one time he got lost, Lin Ran had only been to Villeneuve. 1. The Sky Garden, the Secret Room, and the Crocodile Pond. These places were just the tip of the iceberg in a manor. The two arrived at the private zoo. The rare animals here were incomparable to those outside. Although Lin Ran had always known there was a private zoo in the manor, this was his first time visiting. Even in his previous life, he had never been. The only two types of animals he had seen were the crocodiles in the pond and the 2 snow leopards. The crocodiles had been fed pesticide by Lin Ran, and the snow leopards had it even worse. Lin Ran had fed them aphrodisiacs. As the saying goes, one thrusts, the other cries, and a leopard cub will greet you with a smile next year. Thinking about the past, Lin Ran found it inexplicably funny. What are you laughing at, Ran? Lin Ran pointed at the 2 peacocks in a glass enclosure and said, I was thinking it would be interesting if we separated them. Butler Fu, separate them. Lin Ran quickly stopped him. Hey, don't. I was just saying, they're a pair after all. Why separate them? It's like you and me, if someone were to separate us. There is no such person, Ran. No one will ever be able to separate us. If anyone dares to do so, I guarantee they won't see the next day's sun. Lin Ran, of course. So, can you spare these 2 animals? Separating them is worse than just cooking them into a meal. Did you hear that? Ran wants to eat them. Catch them. Butler Fu wiped his sweat. Lin Ran stopped him again. Wifey, I don't want to eat them. I only want to eat you. A warmth filled Luo Yao's eyes as she said, It's I who will be eating you. In the zoo, the bodyguards, butler, and maids all withdrew. All the animals closed their eyes. After a battle of the century ended, Luo Yao asked, Ran, are you hiding anything from me? Lin Ran looked puzzled and said, I don't think so. I've confessed everything I should have. A different light appeared in Luo Yao's eyes. Oh, right. I forgot something huge. That Luo Wuxuang found me. If you hadn't brought it up, I might have forgotten all about it. As Luo Yao breathed a sigh of relief, her eyes turned icy. I'm glad you told me, Ran, but I really don't like the feeling of having to ask you about it. Lin Ran, my mistake, wifey. I really just forgot. After all, this matter isn't important to me at all. Then what is important? You, of course. Besides you, I have no mind for anything else. The only reason I'm alive in this world is because I want to love you well. Luo Yao's heart was suddenly struck by emotion. Her emotions were becoming more and more diverse now. She looked into Lin Ran's eyes and asked, What does Luo Wuxuang want from you? In truth, Luo Yao already knew everything. She just wanted to hear the answer from Lin Ran's lips. Naturally, he thinks I have some use value, but we haven't met yet, so I don't know the specifics. At this point, Lin Ran paused and thought for a moment. But I can guess. I think he's looking for me to use me against you, or maybe to capture me to threaten you. Then what do you want to do, Ran? Lin Ran looked at Luo Yao in disbelief. If it were the old Luo Yao, she would never have asked such a question. She would have just acted according to her own ideas. Even last time when she agreed not to lock him in the secret room, it was something he had to work hard to earn. But this time, Luo Yao was directly asking for his opinion. I want to play along with his plan, but I don't want you to take the risk. Lin Ran, wifey, where in life is there no risk? You could be hit by a flower pot from a balcony just walking downstairs. Besides, I trust that you will protect me. Butler Fu, listening from the side, found this strange. Who talks like that? Shouldn't it be I believe I can do it? Why is young Master Lin so comfortable saying that the young mistress will protect him? Are you still a man? After spending a long time with the two of them, Butler Fu's heart was also starting to turn sour. But Luo Yao hugged Lin Ran and murmured, Of course, I will definitely protect Ran. Lin Ran had thought he would have to persuade Luo Yao for a long time, but he hadn't expected her to agree to his idea so easily. It turned out that in this world, not only had he changed, but Luo Yao was changing too. Wifey, No matter what happens, I want to face it with you. Okay. Lin Ran was overjoyed. Butler Fu. Young Master Lin. Clear the area. Prepare the soup. Understood. This time, the animals were all locked up. In the entire zoo, only the voices of the two remained. Lin Ran let Luo Yao understand that loving her wasn't just for at home or at the company. It could be done in other places too. After the two completed their one-day tour, they welcomed the filming of the show the next day. Early Sunday morning, the production team arrived at the manor to set up their equipment. They were all blinded by the luxury of the place. That Luo Yao could agree to this interview was indeed a great surprise to the production team. This show had a very interesting feature. The Q&A session was sometimes explosive and explicit. Because the questions were selected from the live comments, anything could happen, and the host was someone who would get to the bottom of things, dedicated to uncovering the secrets of the bosses. Logically, such an offensive show shouldn't exist, but the backer of this show was also a capitalist. Everyone knows what ordinary people like to watch, so they specifically asked about the private affairs of bosses. Many bosses found it excruciatingly painful, but couldn't say anything. After all, the bosses who were invited were all less powerful than the show's backer. As for the celebrities, they actively sought cooperation for exposure. So for Luo Yao to agree to the invitation, this time really came as a huge shock to the entire production team. Since they were filming the young mistress of the #1 financial conglomerate, they had to be careful about many things. The production team held a meeting overnight. In the end, they decided to cancel the segment where they answered questions from the live comments. The show had had some incidents before. For example, the last boss's wife was sweating profusely at the crew's questions, her answers completely nonsensical, and her husband even flew into a rage on the spot. Then a question from the live comments directly exposed the fact that the boss's wife was keeping a boy toy. The two then staged a scene of domestic violence, and the show had to be interrupted. But those were just ordinary bosses, it didn't matter. The ones being interviewed today were Luo Yao and Lin Ran. They didn't dare to mess around. At 8 a.m., the live broadcast started simultaneously. The moment it went live, hundreds of thousands of people flooded into the stream, and the number was still climbing at an astonishing rate. Host, hello friends in the audience. I'm your old friend, Lu Rushi. Today, we are honored to be at the private manor of the president of the Luo Group. This is also the place where Miss Luo Yao and Mr. Lin Ran live. Following that, information about Luo Yao and Lin Ran appeared on the big screen in the live stream. Live comments. What is the truth? WTF? Did the production team really get Lin Ran and Luo Yao? For real? I thought they were kidding. Harry Potter da. This place is too luxurious. That vase by the door could probably buy my life. Before the Jing University anniversary celebration, few people had seen Luo Yao's true face. The photos of the students who saw her at the freshman welcome party were all immediately deleted by bodyguards. But the anniversary celebration was broadcast live online, and everyone saw Luo Yao's true appearance. Photos began to spread like wildfire online. Although the footage was not very clear, just a few seconds of video and a handful of blurry photos, she still became a source of awe for countless people. Host. To be honest, I was also amazed by the luxury here when I first arrived. We have interviewed many celebrities and bosses in the past, but compared to this place, they seem a bit insignificant. We will be filming here for the entire morning today. I believe everyone is as excited as I am. So, let's follow our camera and walk into the host's home. As the camera moved in the main hall of Villa No. 1, Butler Fu made a pleased gesture. Just that single gesture instantly ignited the passion in the live stream. This is not the royal uncle. Is this the butler of a luxury manor? The uncle is so handsome, ultra arrogance, and the maids behind him are all so beautiful. The life of the rich is indeed simple and unadorned. As the crew got into position, Lin Ran was the first to walk down and sit on the sofa in the center of the hall. The cameraman immediately focused the lens on Lin Ran, who waved at the camera. Hello, everyone. The reason this show was so popular was another crucial point. It was completely live and unscripted. No one knew what would happen next. Good morning, Mr. Lin. May I ask where President Luo is? Lin Ran turned to look at the top of the stairs. Sure enough, Luo Yao appeared there with a blank expression. After she came down to the first floor and sat down, her icy gaze swept over the camera. One man, one woman, directly delivered a beauty-critical hit to the entire internet. Sang till my vocal cords broke, Lin Ran is so handsome, and Luo Yao is so beautiful. What level of pleb am I to be able to see such a beautiful scene? Attack on Green Giant. The production team is so awesome. I saw the promotional title saying they were filming the #1 conglomerate today and thought it was fake. I can't believe it's real. Veteran Sly Girl in Love. Wow. So this is the young mistress of the #1 conglomerate? She's too beautiful. What kind of goddess-level looks are these? Crayon, be careful. This aura is incredible. No socialite can compare. Wait, does Lin Ran eat this well normally? I'm so jealous. The host smiled and said, President Luo, President Lin, hello. Lin Ran also responded with a smile. You could just call us by our names. I don't like being called president because whenever someone calls me that, I think of edema and cyst. Lin Ran's joke broke the ice, and the host also relaxed a bit. All right, I didn't expect you to be so humorous. I believe you've learned about our show. Have you made any preparations? Luo Yao's cold eyes swept over Lui's show. I don't know about it, and I don't need to prepare. Host. Tang Bo Hu swats a mosquito. Luo Yao's gaze is the coldest I've ever seen. I bet if she looked at me, I'd lie on the ground and play dead. Laughing at Jianghu. You'd play dead until you were really dead. You guys don't know, do you? Luo Yao is a misandrist. Is a grass mud horse an animal? Then how did Lin Ran win Luo Yao's favor? Plus 4 Krabby Patty secret. Lin Ran is super handsome too, okay? They're a perfect match. Mage begins the ritual. Now this is a true Ice Mountain beauty. Lu Isho swallowed. She felt that Luo Yao's aura was too strong, stronger than anyone she had ever interviewed. It was a bit terrifying. Lin Ran gently placed his hand on Luo Yao's, soothing her restless emotions. Although Luo Yao had agreed to the filming of this show, she must be uncomfortable being watched by so many staff members. Her coldness was just a habit. Her true inner thoughts were probably to kill all these people. Lin Ran said to the host, Can we begin? Of course. According to the show's rules, the first segment of each episode is a short Q&A test. The host glanced at the two, and seeing that neither objected, she continued. The first question is from Mr. Lin. Regarding being on the show today, is there anything you'd like to say? Lin Ran frowned. Wait, are your questions always this shallow? Is there anything I'd like to say? Why don't you just ask me what my dream is? The host was embarrassed for a moment. It's not that she wanted to, but this was the management's decision. The live comments also started flooding in. My readers all get rich. Exactly. Why aren't we picking questions from the comments today? 50 Bombing Heaven Gang. What's their status? Who would dare to ask questions from the comments? Ashibariaba. The production team kept saying they're all about authenticity. What a joke. The host also looked at the director awkwardly. The director frowned. Lin Ran seemed to have seen through their concerns. Just do it like you normally do. We don't need special treatment. It makes it seem like we're bullying your show. The director really wanted to give Lin Ran a thumbs up and then nodded at the host. Host, all right then. We will now proceed with today's first segment, the morning Q&A. Staff, get ready. 3, 2, 1, capture the question. The live comments on the big screen stopped, and the first question appeared. Dream a slight wound. Is Lin Ran really a kept man? What does it feel like to be kept? I really want to know. As soon as this question appeared, the entire room fell silent. This explosive right from the start. Only Lu Meng and Butler Fu remained calm. They believed that Lin Ran could definitely handle this question well. Mr. Lin, you see. Lin Ran nodded and smiled at the camera. How to describe the feeling of being supported by my wife? It's definitely super awesome, but you'll need to work hard to experience it, young man. After all, you don't have my handsome looks, my impressive figure, my perfect pure love. Lin Ran was admitting that he was a kept man, and he was doing it in front of all the netizens in the country. The live comments instantly exploded. Mortal dream years. So shameless. Right-hand years. Why isn't that person me? Twin stars. Wait, is Lin Ran this direct? The host also breathed a sigh of relief. What she feared most was that Lin Ran and Luo Yao would get angry. What an interesting answer. It seems Mr. Lin is very confident in himself. Let's move on to the second question. 3, 2, 1, begin. All right, the second question is for Miss Luo Yao. A netizen asks, if a third party were to appear, what would Miss Luo do? A strange arc formed on Luo Yao's lips, and her eyes turned extremely cold. Sent to the depths of the clouds. WTF, she didn't say anything, but I feel like she already answered. Tomato loves card reviews. That look, I guarantee if she looked at me, I'd be begging her not to let me die in the next second. Who says girls don't like boys? You in the comment above. Are you worthy of her begging you? Candied chestnuts. Is this the aura of the #1 conglomerate's young mistress? The killing power is too strong. Hoi shoots the sun. Although Luo Yao's looks are heavenly, I wouldn't dare to have a woman like this. The host wiped away her cold sweat. President Luo, the question needs to be answered. If you don't answer, you don't have to. There are no third parties in my world, Luo Yao suddenly said, stunning everyone. Host, what does that mean? Lin Ran, the third parties are all dead. The host chuckled and said, Mr. Lin is really humorous. Lin Ran spread his hands. See, you guys don't believe it when I tell the truth. The host felt that this interview was a bit too difficult. She wanted to end this segment as soon as possible. Let's move on to the last question. Let's see which netizen proposed it. All right, this question requires both of you to answer together. Are you together because of benefits or because of a kept relationship? The host's voice got quieter toward the end. When she interviewed others, she would always step on the guests' faces to get a reaction, but now she was like a mouse seeing a cat. Lin Ran, why can't it be because of love? Luo Yao, our Ran can only belong to me. In an instant, a mouthful of dog food was stuffed into the host's mouth. Live comments. Look at Luo Yao's eyes. She really loves Lin Ran. She said Lin Ran can only belong to her. Could she be a Yandere female president? I want one too. If she were really a Yandere, you wouldn't want her. You don't understand how much someone like me who lacks love yearns for it. Host. All right, next we'll move on to our second segment, the home life chapter. You can spend today just like you normally spend your weekends. Lin Ran and Luo Yao exchanged a look, both with an inexplicable smile in their eyes. Lin Ran, I'm afraid you won't be able to broadcast it. MMPH. In front of the live stream, Luo Yao went straight for a passionate kiss, a critical hit announcing to the whole world, this man is mine. Lin Ran, wait, is this show's rating this high? The host was instantly dumbfounded. Luo Yao released Lin Ran. Lin Ran spread his hands and said, normally, this is how we spend our time. Wait, does Lin Ran normally eat this well? It could also be that Luo Yao eats very well. I declare that the rest of this live stream will be VIP access only. The host coughed lightly. Please compose yourselves. Since it's like this, our production team will provide 3 options. Option A, Mr. Lin Ran, I choose C. Mr. Lin, I haven't finished speaking. I'm choosing C. When in doubt, choose the last one. Host, why? Lin Ran showed an innocent smile. It's like dating. When you have choices, it proves that the previous ones might not be that good. So, to everyone watching, will you choose the ones at the beginning or the ones at the end? Or are you the one being chosen? The host felt as if she had been pricked by something. Luo Yao's cold voice came through. Ran says choose C. Listen to him. After speaking, she looked at Lin Ran again. A shiver went down Lin Ran's spine. Wifey, there is no B or C in my world. You will always be Maya. Only then did Luo Yao retract her murderous gaze, and Lin Ran also breathed a sigh of relief. That was almost a show-stopping incident. Host, all right, then please work together to complete a dish. Lin Ran was dumbfounded. Which king of hell came up with this option? Luo Yao was also a bit surprised. She exchanged a look with Lin Ran, their eyes seemingly having a conversation. Lin Ran glanced at the staff and then at the host. Host, I imagine the two of you rarely cook for yourselves. If Lin Ran interrupted the host. No problem. We'll do this one. No changing it. And after we're done, we can invite your entire crew to taste it. The host's eyes lit up. Really? Am I worthy? Lin Ran showed a harmless smile. Of course you're worthy. You're all worthy. No one is more worthy than you. The host secretly glanced at Luo Yao and saw that Luo Yao also nodded in agreement. She instantly relaxed. Who says Luo Yao is ruthless and cold? She's so nice, even willing to cook for us. Lin Ran pulled Luo Yao into the kitchen, and the camera naturally followed. Is this the kitchen of a rich person's house? It's bigger than my 3-bedroom apartment. They're so rich. Do they even know how to cook? The production team is just making things difficult, but I like it. Have you guys noticed? Although Luo Yao is very assertive, she actually listens to Lin Ran and everything. She really loves him. Maybe she's just spoiling her little boy toy. When she gets tired of him, what will Lin Ran be? Lin Ran is also very rich. Okay? Although he can't compare to Luo Yao, he's on a completely different level than ordinary people. Looking at the stove, Luo Yao also recalled some beautiful memories. Ran, I swore I would never cook again. Lin Ran, you're not the only one. I didn't expect this either. Even the readers probably didn't expect this. Just as Lin Ran was about to start, Luo Yao stopped him. Ran, I'll do it. Lin Ran knew Luo Yao was planning to give the production team a taste of their own medicine, and an insidious smile appeared on his face as well. Then I'll be your assistant. You just need to do as I say. Okay. The host watched and provided commentary. We can see that Miss Luo Yao has taken out a rolling pin. It looks like they're preparing to make the easiest kind of pasta. All right, next, Miss Luo Yao fiercely beats a fish to death with a rolling pin. The host's voice was filled with disbelief. Mr. Lin's technique for handling the fish is so professional. It's clear he's done this sort of thing a lot. I never expected that someone so successful would also know how to cook. He's truly a good family man. All right, Mr. Lin has handed the fish to President Luo. President Luo has poured the oil into the pot. The fish has started to stew. We can see that President Luo is also preparing to make a pot of mushroom soup. Look at the slight curl of her lips. It seems as if this is the most delicious mushroom soup in the world, because it's a mushroom soup filled with love. Lin Ran chuckled to himself. In a moment, I'll let you all know just how treacherous this world can be. Meow. At the sound of a cat's meow, Lin Ran was stunned. Sure enough, he saw a pair of eyes in the flower bushes outside the kitchen window. Xiao Hei. The moment this cat returned, I see you two harming human lives. Lin Ran. Can you not be so dramatic? I believe Yao Yao will definitely do a good job this time. Xiao Hei. One can only hope. Lin Ran. Wanting to save you the fish head or something later? Xiao Hei. I wouldn't dare eat anything Luo Yao makes. Lin Ran. Come on, come in here and say that to my wife's face. Xiao Hei. They can't see me, nor can they hear me speak. Lin Ran was stunned. He hadn't known Xiao Hei had this ability. The rest of the process went without major issues. Sautéing aromatics, pan-frying the fish, adding water, and then a period of waiting. Miss Luo Yao, Mr. Lin, while we wait, how about we play a little compatibility game? Lin Ran and Luo Yao were both taken aback and looked at each other. Compatibility? Do we have any? It seemed a bit lacking. All right, Luo Yao answered. She also wanted to know if she and Lin Ran had any so-called compatibility. And so, Lin Ran and Luo Yao sat back-to-back on two chairs. Leaning against Lin Ran, Luo Yao felt a great sense of security. Just like before, she leaned on him, and he leaned on her. Next, let's go over the rules. I'll ask some questions, you'll write down your answers, and then we'll see how compatible you are. Some couples have very high compatibility, some have average compatibility, but this has nothing to do with the couple's relationship. The host added a special explanation at the end. First question, where was the location of your first meeting? The game started with a king-level bombshell. Lin Ran and Luo Yao both put pen to paper at the same time, then held up their answers. Lin Ran / Luo Yao. The woods / the forest. WTF, this intense? They went into the woods on the first meeting? Couldn't it just be that they were in a forest? Okay, it would be a bit much if they didn't do something. The host finally broke into a smile. This segment hadn't collapsed. It was going quite well. Xiao Hei. Ooh la la, the little woods. Host. Hee hee, so that's how it is. Second question. What was the most meaningful thing you did during your first meeting? WTF, Louis Show, you really dare to ask that. Sister Lu, you are my internet mouthpiece. Lin Ran and Luo Yao wrote at the same time and held up their boards without any hesitation. Lin Ran. Stargazing / Luo Yao. Stargazing. They remember it so clearly. Who dare say these two aren't truly in love? Is this stargazing the proper kind? Host quickly asked them when they met. The host was also stunned, not expecting them to remember so clearly. So, she lived up to expectations and asked the third question. I can't believe you two remember so clearly. It seems it must be a recent memory. So for our next compatibility question, when did you first meet? Lin Ran froze. This question was a bit beyond the scope. It wasn't wrong to say he met Luo Yao at 20, but it was also right to say they met as children. While Lin Ran was thinking, Luo Yao had already written her answer. Mr. Lin? The host asked, a little worried that Lin Ran wouldn't be able to answer. If Luo Yao got angry, it could lead to an on-air incident. After all, she had spent all of yesterday researching Luo Yao's personality. Lin Ran put pen to paper. The two held up their boards at the same time. Lin Ran. As a child / Luo Yao. Childhood, the moment this answer was revealed, the entire internet exploded. Holy crap, I thought it was some story about being a kept man or some melodrama. Turns out they're childhood sweethearts. Huh, they've known each other since they were little? So that means Lin Ran isn't a kept man. They're truly in love. I admit, I was thinking dirty from the very beginning. The love of childhood sweethearts is the most enviable. Woo woo woo. At this moment, besides the netizens watching, many people who knew them in real life were also watching this live broadcast, including Wu Zhishang, Lin Tianba, Lu Yuanmei, Lin Jian, Yi Lingling Zhao Miao Miao, Zhang Xiaolong, Zhang Xiaowan, Lu Jian, Shun Jingbing, Chun Xiao, Chun Xingtian, Chun Yinshi, Chun Yinluan, Chun Jima, Su Jiangwo, Chu Tinyang, Yu Qingnan, Xin, Ibu Heo, Shi Nancy, Pei Qianqian, Zhang Xinyan, Brother Dao, and so on and so forth. Lin Tianba's family was currently stunned. Lu Yuemei, hubby, did Lin Ran know Luo Yao since he was a child? Lin Tianba, I have no idea. This rebellious son actually kept such a huge thing from me. Lin Tianba was genuinely angry. If Lin Ran had told him earlier that he knew Luo Yao, the Saran group would have definitely advanced further, and he, Lin Tianba, would surely have squeezed into the upper echelons of society. Why would they be on the verge of homelessness now? Lin Jian had a dazed expression, his eyes filled with jealousy and hatred. He finally knew where he had lost. He had lost to Lin Ran's disguise. Lin Ran had always pretended to be weak, but in reality, he had known Luo Yao all along and had just never revealed it. He was too good at pretending. What a hypocritical brother, with no family affection at all. On the big screen in the underground entertainment city, this show was being broadcast. All the guests were looking up at the screen, including the three beasts of the Lu family. That little bastard Lin Ran, what kind of dogshit luck did he have to be childhood sweethearts with Luo Yao? So, our plan to have Lin Ran marry Rushi. Actually, it's not that difficult. In terms of being childhood sweethearts, Rushi has the biggest advantage. Luo Yao and the others can't compare at all. Their family was now at a dead end. Lu Yuemei wasn't paying attention to them anymore. After experiencing the harsh realities of society, they started to think of Lin Ran again, the person who could also save them from their fiery predicament. You three, what are you doing here? Go and scrub the toilets. Lu Riqian. The toilets are already scrubbed, so clean they're reflective. Damn it, still talking back? You're asking for a beating. After dealing with the three Lu family animals, Wei Xiong revealed a set of pearly white teeth and giggled foolishly at the program on the screen. In the Chun family home, Chun Xingtian was lying on the sofa watching the live broadcast. As she watched, she slowly noticed more and more people gathering around her. She looked up. What are you all doing? We're watching Xiao Ran's live broadcast. Yeah, just because it's the weekend, you think you can hog the TV. Daughter, I have to say something. Your cousin is on a show today. Why didn't you tell us? Chun Qingtian. Since when do you care about the entertainment industry? Xiao Ran doesn't belong to the entertainment industry. He's a capital tycoon. As husband. Just then, the broadcast reached the host's question, and Lin Ran and Luo Yao raised their signs simultaneously. Meanwhile, Su Jiangwo and Chun Xiao exchanged a look. So Xiao Ran and Yao Yao have known each other since they were children. No wonder they seem so in love. I was a little worried before, but now it seems that worry was unnecessary. Su Jiangwo, old man, when you have time, have Xiao Ran come back to see me. I miss them. Chun Xingtian was also dumbfounded. They've known each other since childhood? That bastard Wu Zhishang actually lied to me. Far away in a Peking University dorm, Wu Zhishang sneezed. He stared at his phone screen, lost in confusion. How come Brother Lin and sister-in-law knew each other all along? How did I not know? In the manner, the host was also surprised by the answer. So your childhood sweethearts, no wonder. I didn't expect the two of you to have such great chemistry. In that case, I'll have to bring out my ultimate move. The next chemistry question is, what are Mr. Lin Ran's 3 favorite things to do? Luo Yao thought for a moment and wrote down her answer. Lin Ran, however, hesitated to write. He didn't even know what he liked to do most. As long as it was something that involved loving Luo Yao, he liked doing it. After some thought, he finally wrote on his sign and held it up. Lin Ran, feed my wife, do everything to love my wife. The third one is for you to imagine. Luo Yao, feed me, say he loves me, sleep. Luo Yao's answer was more direct and more explosive. Xiao Hei, yo, eating, sleeping, and doing the deed. You really have no shame. Lin Ran, you really have some serious issues. The entire live broadcast audience was forcefully fed a mouthful of dog food, public display of affection. It was also the first time the host had encountered such a well-matched couple. She could guarantee that there was absolutely no script today. Is sleep the innocent kind of sleep? I don't know if it's innocent or not, but does this show have a script? Probably not. The questions are all random. I want to know, how does he feed his wife? I believe it now. They're truly in love. The host said, stunned, this question is very difficult. I didn't expect you to get it right. Then I'll ask one last question. Who calls the shots at home? This was a fatal question. Lin Ran, Luo Yao. Listen to my wife, and you'll have food, drink, and money to spend. Luo Yao, it depends. Usually, our Ran listens to me. Finally, the answers were slightly different, but this didn't cause any misunderstanding. Instead, it made the netizens even more envious. What kind of wife-doting maniac is this? No wonder he can make a living this way. I used to envy Lin Ran, but now I think I envy Luo Yao. I want a husband like Lin Ran too. After this question, the fish was about done, and so was the soup. Following Lin Ran's final instruction, Luo Yao sprinkled some cilantro on top. I told you Lin Ran is great. See, although Luo Yao cooked the fish, it was all done under Lin Ran's guidance. You can tell Lin Ran cooks often. The host also asked with a smile, Mr. Lin, I ask if you usually cook. Lin Ran, my wife's favorite food is the dishes I make. Little fairy, exactly. He's so rich and still cooks for his wife. My husband earns just a few thousand a month and acts all high and mighty. MILF shelter, to the person above, your husband doesn't love you anymore. Divorce him. At first, Luo Yao had no strong feelings about filming the show. She just liked being with Lin Ran and, incidentally, announcing that this man was hers. But as the show progressed, Luo Yao gradually felt that the production team was quite good. Those questions brought back many wonderful memories, especially the one about their first meeting, which was simply the most beautiful scene of her life. And now, she could even cook with our Ran up close at the stove. She and Ran had never done in the kitchen before. She must try it next time. The fish was ready. Luo Yao was about to dish it out when Lin Ran quickly stopped her. Don't do it like that. You might get burned. Let me. Lin Ran shielded Luo Yao behind him and carefully dished out the fish, then had a maid bring it to the dining table. The camera did a close-up on the fish they had prepared. They even have maids to serve the dishes. I'm so jealous. Look at how careful Lin Ran is. That look in his eyes, so afraid Luo Yao will get hurt. It's just too much love. That fish looks so delicious. Teacher Huang's dish also looks delicious, but who knows? Lin Ran politely gestured to the host. Don't be shy, have a taste. And the hard-working brothers over there, come and try our cooking. Uncle Fu had a constipated expression. Aunt Wang kept her head down, not daring to speak, and Lu Meng was trying hard to suppress a laugh. The host looked at the fish, which looked, smelled, and tasted perfect. You should eat first. It's impolite for us to start. Lin Ran quickly waved his hands. No, we had a big breakfast. You eat. Seeing that Luo Yao didn't object either, the host didn't stand on ceremony. Then we won't be polite. One bite. This tastes great. Lin Ran, right? You should eat. Brothers over there, come and have a taste. This fish is very expensive to buy outside. And this soup, it's all specialty ingredients flown in. And so, the entire fish was shared among a dozen staff members, and the mushroom soup was also divided into a dozen portions and drunk completely. It really is delicious. I can't believe it. 2 CEOs can actually make such a delicious fish. This soup is so fresh, it's absolutely amazing. The only one in the entire crew who didn't eat was the assistant director. He felt that something was not right. The director, what? Mister, Lin invited you to eat. Are you disrespecting him? The assistant director sighed and could only drink a bowl as well. The fish was gone. The director started prompting the host to proceed with the rest of the show. The host, you too, this is a couples variety show, and a couples show wouldn't be complete without couples activities. Lu Isho deliberately slowed down his speech here. Is it what I think it is? It can't be, right? They're refilming a show, man. Even if they dare to do it, would the director dare to film it? Even if the director dared to film it, would he be alive to broadcast it? Seeing that the atmosphere was sufficiently stirred up, Lu Isho continued. And that is the heartbeat experiment. I have 2 heart rate monitors here. Please put them on. There's a saying that goes, the one who falls in love first is always the passive one in the relationship. So next, we're going to test which one of you can make the other's heart race first. To be honest, Lin Ran was already contemplating his escape route. If he lost, he might get a beating. If he won, he might also get a beating. What on earth was this production team trying to do? He hadn't provoked them, had he? Luo Yao put on the device, which looked like an alien helmet. It showed her heart rate at a very stable 68. Seeing Lin Ran hesitate to put his on, Luo Yao frowned, and her heart rate instantly soared. Lin Ran sighed, put on the helmet, and looked up to meet Luo Yao's gaze. In just a moment, Luo Yao's yellow light lit up. A look at the monitor showed her heart rate had broken 90. Everyone was stunned, including Lin Ran himself. Was his lethal charm that powerful? He heard Luo Yao ask, what was our Ran thinking about just now? Lin Ran suddenly understood why Luo Yao's heart rate had spiked. She was angry. So, he began his performance. letting the entire internet know the standard answer. I was thinking about whether winning would make you happier or if losing would make you happier. But I realized that winning or losing doesn't matter. What's important is that I love you and you love me too. Ding, ding, ding. Her heart rate instantly broke 100 and the red light flashed. Lu Rushi was startled. This experiment had been conducted many times, but a winner had never been decided so quickly, especially for long-married couples who had lost their initial freshness and that spark of seeing each other for the first time. Over time, they become more like calm family members. But with just one sentence, Lin Ran had completely annihilated Luo Yao. Is Luo Yao that much of a love-struck fool? I believe Luo Yao genuinely likes Lin Ran. Luo Yao, however, ignored all that. She gave Lin Ran a tender, affectionate look, the meaning of which was clear. She was going to reward him. Lin Ran's heart rate instantly shot up from 60 to over 100, and his red light also lit up. Lin Ran's lit up too. He lit up from just one flirtatious look from Luo Yao. Could it be that he was scared? That's actually a possibility. Of course, Lin Ran wasn't scared. He was just shy. The host. I declare Mr. Lin Ran the temporary winner. Lin Ran? Temporary. The host cast a sympathetic look at him and said, "It means you've won on the surface. We don't know what will happen after the show ends." No, what the hell? What is your production team up to? Fine. You want to play like this, right? In a bit, you'll see how my wife gets revenge for me. The host ignored Lin Ran's threat and moved on to the final segment of the day. Next is our show's sincere expression segment. The couple will say what they most want to say to each other. Lin Ran and Luo Yao weren't aware of this segment, but it wasn't difficult. After a moment's thought, Luo Yao made a declaration of sovereignty. Luo Yao, our Ran can only belong to me. Lin Ran spoke. I love you. Even if Lin Tianba dies, I will always love you. Haha, Lin Ran is so clear-headed, taking a jab while he's at it. World's worst dad died on the spot. I've read about Lin Ran's past. Honestly, disgusting is the only word I can use for Lin Tianba. Am I the only one who noticed Luo Yao seems a bit like a Yandera? Lin Tianba, who was watching the live broadcast, was so angry he smashed his phone. This rebellious son, he's going to be the death of me. The host also had a motherly smile. Congratulations on the perfect conclusion of our boss and boss lady's affairs for today. At the end of the show, we will have one more game. Wait, Lin Ran interrupted the host. The host, what is it, Mr. Lin? Is there something else you'd like to say to the audience? I have nothing to say to the audience. After all, what they think doesn't matter. I can't crawl through the internet cable to argue with them. Then you. I just want to perform a magic trick for everyone. What magic trick? I bet your show will end early. The host said with a smile. Mr. Lin, our show isn't scheduled to end yet. How could it end? Even if something happened to me, there are others. As the host spoke, she started to frown. Why did her stomach hurt so much? The cameraman also sensed something was wrong and, in a panic, nearly turned off the camera. The director's forehead was already beaded with sweat, trying to hold on and finish filming. The host kept giving the assistant director meaningful looks, but the assistant director was squatting on the ground, banging his head, looking like a mentally handicapped child. The next thing they saw was the director throwing down his walkie-talkie and shouting, I am Lu Bu of Bao To. All disobedient guests are my godfathers. The assistant director was already disoriented, but hearing this, he jumped 3 feet high, covering the director's mouth and saying, Director, you can't just spew nonsense. The host noticed the abnormality. Her stomach felt very uncomfortable, and her consciousness seemed to be growing hazy. She asked blankly, That was the food we ate poisoned? Lin Ran said with an innocent look. How could that be? That was fish flown in by air, and that mushroom soup, I had it specially flown in from Yunnan. I gave it to you because you all work so hard. I usually can't even bear to eat it myself. The host, hee hee. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Lin. Why don't you make our director in his soup too? The cameraman spat out the water he had just drunk. Do you have any idea what nonsense you're spouting? He probably had a better constitution. At the most critical moment, he managed to say, because the director has exploded, today's show ends here. We'll see you next time. Before turning off the camera, in the live chat room, after the broadcast ended, it was a sea of comments. Holy cow, what happened? It's been a long time since I've seen such an explosive live broadcast. Did they all go crazy? I think Mr. Lin might have been scammed. There was something wrong with his ingredients. How hated is this director usually? Why is everyone cursing him after going crazy? Ha ha, Mr. Lin and CEO Luo, you should start your own stream. Forget the production team. Turn on the gift function. I want to tip you. Lin Ran. Thanks to this broke netizen for the few measly coins enough to feed the dogs. Luo Yao. Honey, they can't afford to feed our dogs. As the live broadcast ended, all the staff members collapsed to the ground. And just like that, the hospital suddenly had a dozen more occupied beds. Of course, the production team quickly handled public relations. Food poisoning. The reason being that CEO Luo was scammed and bought poisonous wild mushrooms instead of regular ones. Scammers these days are just too despicable. And so the hashtag Luo Yao scammed also started trending. Lin Ran was genuinely puzzled. What was the real reason? Xiaohei. Luo Yao's destructive power is still as terrifying as ever. Good thing I didn't eat. Lin Ran. What the hell are you trying to say? Xiaohei. Did you think a single cat like me enjoys watching you two display your affection? I just came to tell you that I've mostly recovered and can grant your second wish. Let me know when you've decided. Lin Ran was startled, then instantly thrilled. Lin Ran. I knew you were the cutest cat in the world. Don't worry, I'll find you some pretty female cats. What breed do you want? Xiaohei. I'm not into other female cats. Besides, ordinary cats are not worthy of me. Lin Ran. Xiaohei. Unless you can make up for it with quantity. I want a mountain full of cats, each with 8-pack abs and a burly physique. Lin Ran. So, you're a perverted cat? Aran, who are you talking to? Lin Ran had accidentally said his last sentence out loud. Xiaohei let out a meow and walked away. Lin Ran pointed in the direction Xiaohei had gone. That black cat over there. Did you catch it? No. If you catch it, don't forget to give it to me. I'll get revenge for you. I'm an expert at castration. I've known how since I was little. I guarantee it won't dare to curse you again. Okay. By the way, are there any cats in our zoo? I want to find a few for breeding. Oh no, I mean to keep as pets. No, but what breed do you like? I can have Uncle Fu buy them for you. Lin Ran nodded, thinking that made sense. Xiaohei had saved his life. After all, it was necessary to give it a little treat. Wifey, actually, it's very simple to stick up for me. In the future, if anyone annoys me, just send them a dish you cooked. Luo Yao. They're not worthy of eating what I make. Lin Ran's face darkened. Do you have any idea how those people ended up in a hospital today? At this very moment, in a girls' dormitory at Peking University, something major happened. A student stabbed another student with a knife, sending her to the hospital. As for this person, everyone could probably guess. It was Lu Rushi, who had been brainwashed by her schoolmate. Lu Rushi hadn't watched the live broadcast because she didn't want to see Lin Ran on screen with another girl. In a terrible mood, she decided to speed up the process of getting Lin Ran to forgive her. She hid a knife in her sleeve and went to find Hua Haney, prepared to give her one last chance. Hua Haney, if you're willing to apologize to me, I will forgive you. But you have to promise to never see brother Lin Ran again. Hua Haney laughed her head off at Lu Rushi's words and immediately cursed her out. What brand of trash bag are you to be so full of it? Lin Ran isn't even your boyfriend. Why can't I compete fairly? Lu Rushi. Hua Haney, you're shameless. Brother Lin Ran clearly has a wife already, and you're still trying to be a homewrecker. Ha ha ha, what did I just hear? Aren't you also shamelessly trying to be a homewrecker? If you can do it, so can I. And compared to you, I seem to have an advantage. At least I'm not two-timing with n number of people. After all, I don't have that many legs. Lu Rushi retorted. Brother Lin Ran and I are childhood sweethearts. You're just a third party. Hua Haney sneered. Childhood sweethearts? You? Heh. Hua Haney had no intention of arguing with Lu Rushi any further. After all, this woman had something wrong with her head. Bitch, get out of the way. Lu Rushi blocked the doorway and said viciously, You're really not going to apologize to me? Do you think you're some netizen? Why should I apologize to you? Seeing that Hua Haney was unrepentant, Lu Rushi finally got angry. She pulled out her weapon, and in Hua Haney's terrified gaze, she saw her own hideous expression. It was the first time Lu Rushi had stabbed someone with a knife, yet she didn't hesitate at all. After the knife went in, she stared at Hua Haney, who had collapsed on the floor, and stood frozen. A feeling called fear assaulted her entire body. She suddenly felt that something was wrong. Lu Rushi, you. Hua Haney felt the strength draining from her body. It was just a stroke of bad luck. Stabbing someone was a profound art. Where to stab to cause pain, where to stab to cause a lot of bleeding that looks scary but isn't a big deal, and where to stab that looks minor but is fatal. These were skills only masters could grasp. It was rare for a first-timer to face it calmly. A novice stabbing someone usually has one of two outcomes. The first is that they freeze up and become cowardly. If the opponent loses the ability to fight back, it's fine. If the opponent is not seriously injured, they might retaliate on the spot, since they have a moral high ground. The second is that they lose their sanity after stabbing. A strange emotion triggers a surge of hormones. Their mind instantly becomes unclear, and they swing the knife again and again until the opponent is completely finished. There are also those who remain calm the first time, but such people are 1 in a million. It was Lu Rushi's first time doing this, and by a stroke of bad luck, she delivered the most fatal blow. Hua Haney wasn't bleeding much, but she could feel all the strength draining from her body. She couldn't stand up anymore, and even speaking became difficult. Thinking of Lin Ran, Lu Rushi finally found her motivation again. Regaining her ability to speak, Lu Rushi said viciously, "Don't blame me. Only by doing this will Brother Lin Ran forgive me. Luan, I take your lunatic." Hua Haney's words were already intermittent, and then she lost consciousness. Seeing the motionless Hua Haney, Lu Rushi was instantly dumbfounded again. She didn't want Hua Haney to die, because then she would go to jail too. She just wanted Hua Haney to be afraid of her, to never dare to cause her trouble again, and especially not to appear in front of Lin Ran. But the current result seemed to have gone beyond her expectations. "Nini, what's wrong with you?" "Nini." Lu Rushi was scared. She still called 120. But Hua Haney would never stand up again. Seeing Hua Haney being taken away, Lu Rushi was so scared she stood there in a daze. She seemed to see her future. If Hua Haney died, she was definitely finished. If Hua Haney didn't die, given her vengeful nature, she would still be finished. Now, she was finally clear-headed. No, she had to find a way. It seemed her only option was to run. Just as she was about to flee, the police arrived and arrested her on the spot. And so, this news spread throughout Peking University, and various reports even appeared online. A campus homicide. Principal Tang was instantly under immense pressure. Today is November 10th. Follow the author. Click on the author's homepage. You can join the fan group. In this era, where even a female teacher having an affair with a student gets exposed, the news spread as if it had wings. Although the university tried to control the narrative immediately, many people still found out. Especially since Lu Rushi had intricate ties with Lin Ran, whose popularity was at an all-time high after just finishing his live broadcast. Principal Tang was furious, cursing in his office, his heart bleeding. The centennial celebration wasn't over yet, and many old alumni hadn't left the capital. These days, Principal Tang had been busy with various activities, but he had been incredibly happy. He thought it would propel Peking University towards becoming a top-tier institution, but he never expected Lu Rushi to drop a huge mess right on campus, shattering his dreams. A school where murder occurred. Who would dare to apply? It was truly one rotten apple spoiling the whole bunch. In fact, many schools have had murders, but this time, many media reporters were still on campus interviewing for the Centennial Alumni event, which led to the news being discovered by journalists. It was reported to the public on the spot, which was why the university had such a hard time suppressing it this time. The impact was extremely negative. Consequently, Peking University continuously engaged in public relations, and Lu Rushi was expelled. Not only Lu Rushi, but Lin Jian was also expelled along with her. The reason for Lu Rushi's expulsion was a criminal case, while Lin Jian's was for negatively impacting the school's atmosphere and corrupting social morals. 2 reasons, both reasonable and fair. Although it could mitigate some of the losses, it didn't solve the real problem. Principal Tang felt like his world was finally collapsing. Just then, the Dean of Studies came to the office. "Principal, good news." Principal Tang looked at the Dean, on the verge of exploding. "You'd better have some real good news, or I'll show you what bad news is." The Dean was taken aback, then spoke. "Our university's admissions office said that many high school students are browsing our official website. Many have already designated our school as their first choice. After the college entrance exams next year, our school might become extremely popular." "What? How is that possible? The college entrance exam is still over half a year away." The Dean of Studies. "Principal, you don't know? Lin Ran participated in a program, and his popularity is soaring. He has many fans, and they've heard that our university scholarships are generous. Many students and parents have already contacted us. The admissions office's phone is ringing off the hook. And remember, the next college entrance exam is still over half a year away." Principal Tang was stunned, and then a feeling of joy instantly flooded his mind. "Ha! I knew it. Lin Ran has never let us down. Yes, he is truly our school's lucky star. Perhaps the Education Bureau will raise our admission score threshold next year. Then we will have even more outstanding students. Yes, this is indeed good news. Principal, there's something I don't know if I should say. About our teachers' salaries, Could we perhaps raise them a bit? And should we also recruit one or two more big names in the education world to join us? The Dean of Studies seized the opportunity. Principal Tang was in a great mood and quickly nodded. Yes, you're right. Education is what we should focus on the most. Leave this to me. I'll make the arrangements. Wait. The dean was about to leave when Principal Tang called him back. Principal, is there anything else? That show Lin Ran was on. Give me a copy. The Dean of Studies showed a knowing smile. The show will be edited and rebroadcast soon. You can just watch the replay then. Just search The Boss and Boss Lady's Affairs on I-71. The latest episode is the one. After the dean left, the principal happily opened the program. The news of Lu Rushi's murder case naturally reached Dongtian Manor. When Lin Ran learned that Lu Rushi had actually stabbed Hua Haney, he couldn't believe it. Lu Rushi dared to stab someone? Where did she get the guts? But after thinking about it, he was relieved. In his past life, she had dared to push him off a rooftop. So what was stabbing someone? Lu Rushi deserved what she got. But this way, he couldn't continue to torture her. Lin Ran's eyes suddenly lit up. Who said he couldn't continue to torture her after she went to prison? Luo Yao didn't say anything, just thought quietly to herself. Who should I send to handle Lu Rushi's lawsuit? It seems like any lawyer would do. Just as Luo Yao was lost in thought, Lin Ran asked, Wifey, Lu Rushi is definitely going to prison this time. Is there any way to get her out? Luo Yao's gaze was as sharp as a knife as she looked at Lin Ran. Lin Ran immediately explained, I want to send her to Myanmar. Only then did Luo Yao's expression soften. She said coldly, Actually, she won't have an easy time in prison either. Then find her a good lawyer. That's what I was thinking. On Monday, Su Kai, as Lu Rushi's defense lawyer, walked into the police detention center. When Lu Rushi saw Su Kai, she felt he looked somewhat familiar. Miss Lu, hello. I am Su Kai. Mr. Lin Ran entrusted me to represent you in your case. Lu Rushi instantly burst into tears. Brother Lin Ran didn't forget me. Brother Lin Ran has forgiven me. This is great. She was right. As long as I cut ties with Hua Haney, Brother Lin Ran will forgive me. Su Kai, Miss Lu, I hope you can tell me everything, down to the last detail. Is that okay? Lu Rushi nodded through her tears. Okay, you were sent by Brother Lin Ran. I'll listen to you. Su Kai, then let's talk now. Lu Rushi at #yen%. After listening to Lu Rushi's account, Su Kai frowned. Miss Lu, the current situation is very difficult, and I have to tell you some very unfortunate news. Hua Haney is dead. What? Lu Rushi's eyes widened. How is that possible? I only stabbed her once. How could she be so fragile? Su Kai, you stab a vital spot. Her internal organs were ruptured. She was already beyond saving by the time she reached the hospital. Lu Rushi was completely dumbfounded. Only now did she truly understand what real fear was. Then what about me? Am I going to get a bullet? Su Kai sighed softly. In this situation, you must listen to me. Tell me. First, the fact that you killed someone is undeniable. There's no escaping it. So if you want a lighter sentence now, you can only work towards a manslaughter conviction and actively admit your mistake. Showing the judge your remorse is also a factor in sentencing. Lu Rushi, but I'll go to prison. Su Kai suddenly got angry. The fact is you killed someone. It's irrefutable. Going to prison is a certainty. Don't you understand what I'm saying? Right now, you must confess. A good attitude of remorse will be a breakthrough point when the judge sentences you. Besides, aren't you thinking about Mr. Lin Ran? If you get a heavy sentence, Mr. Lin Ran won't have much room to maneuver. Lu Rushi was shaken by Su Kai's outburst, but her eyes lit up when she heard his last words. Su Kai was right. She still had Lin Ran. Brother Lin Ran would definitely find a way to get her out. As long as there was hope, she couldn't give up. Okay, I understand. Su Kai. Also, I must remind you this whole incident must be your idea alone from start to finish. The girl you mentioned who gave you advice needs to be kept under wraps. Because if someone incited you, it becomes premeditated murder, not manslaughter. Lu Rushi felt that Su Kai was making a lot of sense. She nodded and said, as expected of the lawyer Brother Lin Ran hired, truly professional. I understand. After getting Lu Rushi's confirmation, Su Kai left. Then, the guards came and took Lu Rushi away. Legal tip. By law, meetings between attorneys and criminal suspects or defendants are private. This includes relevant authorities not being allowed to have personnel present, not monitoring the conversation in any way, and not secretly recording the lawyer's meeting. Furthermore, the case-handling authorities are not allowed to monitor during the lawyer's meeting with the criminal suspect or defendant. If the case-handling authorities monitor the meeting, it is illegal. I hope none of you ever have to use this law. Next, all that was left was to wait for the trial. The matter was considered closed for now. Lin Ran was in a really good mood now. After all, he had dealt with an enemy, and in a way that she could never recover from. But something felt a bit strange. Even if Lu Rushi had cut ties with Hua Haney, it shouldn't have gone as far as taking her life, right? When he couldn't figure something out, Lin Ran chose not to think about it. Rather than wear himself out, he'd rather drive others crazy. Such an interesting event would be a shame if the Lu family didn't know about it. So, after getting Luo Yao's permission, Lin Ran went alone to Brother Dao's territory and had already contacted the person he was supposed to meet today. Phone call, Lin Ran, come to the Underground Entertainment City. The Underground Entertainment City belonged to Brother Dao. Even Lin Ran didn't know that Brother Dao worked for Luo Yao, let alone Luo Wushuang. All right, I didn't expect you to be so careful. Luo Wushuang also praised Lin Ran's cleverness. He had been wondering why Lin Ran insisted that he set the meeting place, but now he understood. The reason Lin Ran contacted Luo Wushuang so quickly was to prepare for his next wish from Xiaohe. Although he hadn't decided on the next wish yet, he knew it would take some time. Before that, he had to root out the hidden threats. If not solve them, at least temporarily halt the danger. Because the next time he saw Xiaohe would probably be when he made his wish. Lin Ran had a team of bodyguards, and the Underground Entertainment City was a contested territory. For years, no one had dared to cause trouble there. In the Underground Entertainment City, Brother Dao was currently waiting for Lin Ran. It's been quite lively recently, big shots coming one after another. When Lin Ran arrived at the Underground Entertainment City, he immediately saw Brother Dao waiting for him. Mr. Lin's esteemed presence brings radiance to my humble establishment. Haha, a humble person like me is hardly an esteemed presence, nor can I bring any radiance. To be personally welcomed by Brother Dao is a great honor. Lin Ran mimicked Brother Dao's style, speaking with a bit of a gangster flair. Brother Dao was taken aback and laughed awkwardly. Brother, I was just trying to be a bit cultured since you're a college student. You're really famous now. Watching your show yesterday made even me want to fall in love. Lin Ran didn't mind. He was actually quite happy. After all, he was about to see just how miserable the Lu family was. That's too formal. It's better if we just talk normally. It's not like we're in ancient times. By the way, where are the 3 Lu family animals? Brother Dao made a generous and polite gesture. This way, please. Arriving on the second floor, he indeed saw Lu Rushi's mother, bowing and scraping as she served water. While pouring water for a guest, her eyes were darting towards the card table. Sir, my son actually has experience with million-dollar gambles. Why don't you lend me a few chips, and I'll let him play a few rounds. If he wins, we'll split it 50-50. The guest glanced at her and kicked her away. Where did this ugly poor hag come from? So old and still trying to cozy up. Get lost. Don't ruin my luck. Yes, I'll get lost. Having been here for a few days, Lu's mother had already gotten used to her role. She was still complaining to herself about how bad her son's luck was that day, losing everything the family had. And that time she bet on a boxing match. She was so close to making a comeback. What a pity. Just then, a few chips rolled to her feet. Get on your knees and bark like a dog a few times, and these chips are yours. Lu's mother saw the several chips on the ground, and her heart began to pound with excitement. Her chance to turn things around was here. Woof, 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 woof. She didn't even lift her head, her eyes fixed on the chips. She crawled and barked as she picked them up, a scene that made the surrounding people roar with laughter. Everyone has dignity, except for gamblers. Lu's mother picked up the chips and stood up. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Such a good little pet. Lin Ran revealed a set of perfectly straight white teeth. Yes, I am. Huh? Lu's mother suddenly felt the voice was familiar. She looked up. Lin Ran? What are you doing here? Lin Ran sneered. Nothing, just here to have some fun. Lu's mother's eyes suddenly darted around. Lin Ran, listen to me. This is not a place for you. You can't handle it. Give me all your money to exchange for chips, and I'll handle it for you. Lin Ran, are you brain dead? Lin Ran walked right past Lu's mother towards the inner area, wanted to see the other members of the Lu family. No matter how much she yelled from behind, Lin Ran didn't turn back. Just as Lu's mother was about to leave, Wei Xiong walked up to her. Hand over the chips. Lin Ran gave these to me. What right do you have to take them? Wei Xiong slapped her across the face. You owe our place so much money. This will be considered interest. With that, he took the few chips from her. Lu's mother knelt on the ground, wailing, what a sin. Over on the other side, Lin Ran continued to ask Brother Dao, where is Lu's father? Brother Dao, he's cleaning toilets. Good, that job suits him well. What about Lu Ritian? Him? I'm not sure. I think he's recovering from an injury. An injury? Lin Ran thought Lu Rushi had been beaten by Brother Dao's men. Yes, he was in an entertainment match with a boxer. He was injured quite badly. He should be recovering now. Once he's better, he has to fight again. The guests really enjoy it. After all, at his age, he's still so dedicated. Lin Ran smiled. Brother Dao was indeed reliable. When he reappeared, Lin Ran was blocked by the 3 members of the Lu family. The reason was that Lu's mother had told Lu's father and Lu Rushi that Lin Ran was here. The 3 of them immediately lit up, feeling that their chance for a comeback had arrived. After all, Lin Ran was extremely fond of Lu Rushi, and now Lin Ran had so much money and was the boss of the Su Ran group. This time, there was real hope. Xiao Ran, I'm your uncle. Do you remember me? Lu Rushi said shamelessly. Lin Ran frowned. Seeing Lu Rushi about to pounce, Lin Ran shouted, Xiao Tong. Xiao Tong charged out directly. It seemed it was time to let them know what cruelty was. After the few of them finally stopped shouting, Lin Ran spoke. Well, it's been a while. What are you all doing? Working to support the family. Lu Rushi was beaten black and blue, but he still had a fawning look on his face. Mr. Lin, what brings you here? Lin Ran. Just came to have some fun. What? At this moment, a bodyguard brought over a large bag of chips, containing several million. The Lu family's mouths were watering at the sight, but they didn't dare to snatch it. This was Brother Dao's territory. Mr. Lin, I want to talk to you about something, Lu Rushi said with a pleasing look. What is it? The 3 of us just discussed it. You and Xiao Shui are childhood sweethearts, so we decided to let you 2 be together. Lin Ran cleaned out his ear and said, I already have a wife. Lu's mother. You could divorce her. You and Xiao Shui are a match made in heaven. We owe money here. As long as you help us pay it off and give us a 100 million dowry, that child Xiao Shui will be yours. Lin Ran had seen his fair share of storms, but even he was stunned by Lu's mother's words. Her intimidating power was indeed terrifying. You mean, you want to sell me Lu Rushi for 100 million? Lu's mother frowned. What Lin Ran said was a bit harsh, but she didn't dare to refute. Yes, that's what I mean. Lin Ran put on a reluctant look. This? All right then, you guys can pay up. The Lu family? Brother Dao? What? What money? Lin Ran looked puzzled. Didn't you say you'd give me 100 million and then hand over Lu Rushi to me? That's not what we meant. Lin Ran looked disdainful. No way. Don't tell me you don't even have 100 million, and you still want to push Lu Rushi on me. What an explosive statement. Lin Ran, you're the man. You should be the one paying. Lin Ran, but Luo Yao gave me 10 billion when she married me. The Lu family's eyes all widened in disbelief. You're really full of it. Lin Ran shook the black card in his hand. Do you know what this is? A World Bank black card. Luo Yao gave it to me. I can casually spend 10 billion with it. This is just my pocket money. 10 billion? What a load of crap. But Lu Rushi's breathing began to grow heavy. He was completely overwhelmed by the 10 billion Lin Ran mentioned. 10 billion. Lu Rushi was green with regret. Why hadn't he been nicer to Lin Ran back then? Let alone 10 billion, even 100 million was something an ordinary family could never earn in a lifetime. What do people do when they encounter something they can't accept? Of course, they choose not to believe it. Mr. Lin, stop bragging. Besides, if you're so rich, why would you be unwilling to spend even 100 million to buy my daughter? Lin Ran, is your daughter made of diamonds? I wouldn't want her even if you paid me. Not to mention Lu Rushi doesn't have a chance anymore. What do you mean? The Lu family all looked confused. Lin Ran looked down at them, his eyes full of mocking laughter. All right, you don't know yet, do you? Lu Rushi intentionally committed murder at school. She's currently under investigation at the police station. She probably won't be out for another 10 or 20 years. The Lu family was collectively shocked. What did you say? Impossible. My daughter is so kind. How could she do something like that? Lin Ran put on a surprised expression. No way. Aren't you Lu Rushi's family? You don't even know this. The Lu family had lost everything, down to their underwear, let alone their phones. Lin Ran had someone find the news and hand them a phone. When they saw the news, their eyes widened. Shock, fear, despair. That rebellious daughter. What is she doing? Is she trying to kill me with anger? My granddaughter must have been framed. Seeing the Lu family so devastated, Lin Ran showed an expression of enjoyment. He was finally comfortable. This would be the interest payment for how you bullied me in my past life. Lu Rushi suddenly came up to Lin Ran. Lin Ran pointed to the ground, and Lu Rushi naturally knelt. Mr. Lin, please save Rushi. As long as you get her out, A dowry of 50 million will be enough. She'll be yours. We will never bother you again from now on. You can even beat her to death, and we won't say a word. Lin Ran couldn't help but laugh out loud. You people are ugly, but you sure think beautifully. Yes, we think beautifully. But Rushiwe is a beautiful child. 50 million is definitely a great value. Lin Ran narrowed his eyes. He suddenly understood why the Lin family and Lu Rushiwe's thinking were so bizarre. It was all because of his family. Lu Yuemei came from such a family, so her son Lin Jian was the same damn way. And he had turned Lin Tianba into the same damn way too. Of course, Lin Tianba himself was no good either, otherwise he wouldn't have kept a mistress for so many years. In the end, it was still that saying, birds of a feather flock together. You saw my wife on TV, right? On what grounds do you think Lu Rushiwe can stand in front of my wife and call herself beautiful? And even if Lu Rushiwe were as beautiful as a goddess, I wouldn't give her a second look. But you and Rushiwe are childhood sweethearts. Don't you have any feelings for her at all? Childhood sweethearts? Are you mistaken? Lu Rushiwe, just like you, is just a dog at my mercy. Lin Ran glanced at Wei Xiong, and Wei Xiong understood immediately. After dealing with the three of them, Lin Ran gave the order on the spot. So disgusting. Let the 3 Lu family dogs continue to scrub toilets. Yes, Mr. Lin Ran didn't leave in a hurry. Instead, he walked to the card table, looked around, and randomly placed a few bets. Lin Ran wasn't a gambler. He was just waiting for someone while paying Brother Dao a little fee for his trouble. Wei Xiong was well aware of this, marveling at how generous Mr. Lin was, throwing chip after chip to the house as if they were free. But Brother Dao watched with a racing heart. Wei Xiong, go tell the dealer to find a way to lose some to Mr. Lin. Wei Xiong was bewildered. Mr. Lin is gracing us with his presence. What's wrong with us treating him to some tea? What's wrong? Wei Xiong nodded. All right. Lin Ran stared at the colorful chips on the table, slowly getting lost in the moment. He sighed internally. No wonder so many people went bankrupt over this and still couldn't repent. This thing was a weapon that could manipulate people's hearts. The thrilling sense of the unknown was addictive. However, Lin Ran wasn't afraid of this. He wouldn't get addicted, and even if he did, he wasn't worried. He had enough money to play here for a lifetime. Just as Lin Ran was enjoying himself, a person caught his attention. Friend, can I play with you for a while? Lin Ran looked at the man beside him and the few bodyguards in the shadows behind him, a slight curve on his lips. The one he was waiting for had finally arrived. Sure, let's get a private table. So, the two of them opened a private table. Of course, the dealer was from the casino for fairness. The man in front of him placed a stack of chips on the table. Lin Ran bet on big, he bet on small. Lin Ran smiled without saying a word, just quietly waiting for the game to start. 3, 4, 5 big. The dealer's pleasant voice announced, and a lot more chips appeared in front of Lin Ran. Betting on big or small was arguably the simplest game. As long as you weren't an idiot, you knew how to play. Round after round, the man lost until he was completely broke. The man played with the last chip in his hand and said, "What a pity, no more chips. You can have this one too." The man tossed the chip to Lin Ran, but Lin Ran didn't catch it. Instead, his eyes held a playful look. "Uncle, if you're out of money, you can get a loan." He then tossed the last chip back. The man was stunned and looked back in disbelief. "I can get a loan?" "Of course." The man fell silent for a moment. Seeing that Lin Ran wouldn't accept the chip he offered, he finally walked to the loan counter. And so, Lin Ran continued to fleece this man. The man gambled with Lin Ran while breaking out in a cold sweat. Even he cared about money, but he had to lose, and this feeling made the man extremely annoyed. After losing another round, the man pushed the chips on the table forward. The dealer slid the chips to Lin Ran. Lin Ran immediately took one chip from the pile and tossed it to the dealer. "A tip for you." "Thank you, young master." The dealer smiled, thinking how generous this young master was. The man opposite him stared wide-eyed, the anger in his heart no longer concealable. He finally understood now that Lin Ran was doing this on purpose. "Friend, what is the meaning of this?" "Lin Ran, what do you mean, what's the meaning? She's working so hard dealing the cards. What's wrong with me giving a tip? If you can't afford to lose, you can leave now. If you can afford it, then go get a loan." The man suppressed his anger, his expression shifting to one of indifference. "I see. All right then, friend. Wait for me a moment." He then went to get another loan, and in a fit of determination, he took out his entire credit limit. When he returned, "This is my entire limit, the last 20 million. If I lose again, I'm done." He then took out 2 chips and handed them to the dealer. "Miss Dealer, I think the chip the young master opposite me gave you can bring me good luck. I wonder if I can trade these two for it. The dealer looked at Lin Ran. Lin Ran nodded, and the dealer politely exchanged chips with the man. The game started again. Lin Ran showed a gratified smile. Although he had money, it didn't stop him from wanting the man opposite him to have no money. He didn't expect this extra bonus. Interesting, interesting. Meanwhile, the Lu family, watching from a distance, had eyes practically glowing. Son, look at Lin Ran. He seems to have won tens of millions. Yeah, how is that loser so lucky? Do you think he's cheating? He must be. Let's report him. Okay. So, Lu Rushi found Wei Xiong in the casino. Of course, what he got in return was a ruthless beating. You dare to report Mr. Lin? Are you fucking crazy? Mr. Lin cheating? Does he look like he needs to cheat for that measly amount? Lu's mother helped Lu Rushi up. Brother Dao, what is the meaning of this? A wicked thought came to Brother Dao. He looked at the three of them and said, when Mr. Lin was exchanging chips, just now he used a World Bank black card. Do you know what that represents? It means that card can casually withdraw 10 billion. Even someone with $1 trillion net worth might not be able to get a card like that. The Lu family looked at each other. Their faces a picture of shock greater than any they had ever shown before. 10 billion? Did Lin Ran really have that much money? Was what he said true? Was that Luo Yao's pocket money for him? How was he worthy? How was a loser like Lin Ran worthy of such devotion from Luo Yao? How could the young lady of the top financial conglomerate be so blind? Over there, Lin Ran's high-stakes game with the man was still going on. Since both their bets were huge, it attracted all the customers in the casino. However, due to the mini bodyguard around Lin Ran, those people couldn't get close and could only watch from the periphery. This is real high-stakes gambling. Every bet is no less than $1 million. Whose young master is this? And who is that man? Why haven't I heard of them in the capital? You don't even know him? Have you been living under a rock? He's Luo Yao's husband. What? Whose husband? Even if he's Luo Yao's husband, he can't just squander a woman's money here. You guys don't know, do you? Lin Ran is from a rich family to begin with. I really want to take a picture as evidence and expose him. Are you crazy? You dare take pictures here? Do you want to leave here alive? The high-stakes gamble between Lin Ran and the man finally came to an end. When a man went all in with his last chips, Lin Ran matched him. And so, the man became penniless. Friend, I've lost. I'm really out of options this time. We'll have to fight again next time. Lin Ran was finally happy with his winnings and pocketed the special chip. Seeing Lin Ran take that chip, the man finally let out a sigh of relief. This guy was so disgusting. After this matter was settled, he would definitely make him pay it back tenfold. Lin Ran, you let me win. Coming here for a morning and easily pocketing tens of millions. The feeling was very satisfying. So, Lin Ran cashed his chips and left with his people. The man sighed and was also preparing to leave with his men. Friend, please settle your bill. What bill? Your loan. It's the house rule. You settle up before you leave. The man was stunned, looking at them in surprise. What kind of rule is this? Besides, I don't have any cash left. Wei Xiong showed a set of pearly white teeth, but his heart was very cautious. That's simple. Real estate, stocks, anything will do. We're not picky. The man finally understood what Lin Ran's scheme was. He was burning with anger, really wanted to level this place. Since he was a child, apart from that crazy girl, who had ever made him this angry, the man looked at the few burly men gathering behind Wei Xiong, then at the cold gaze of a man with a scar running diagonally across his entire face from his skull. He frowned. With just one glance, he could feel that the scarred man was no simple character. He might even be the boss here, the legendary #1 figure in the underground. Moreover, he could sense that this brother Dao definitely had blood on his hands. Weighing the pros and cons, Luo Wushuang calmed himself down. He couldn't start a conflict here, or it would attract attention. So that's how it is. Paying one's debts is only natural. I'll pay you. He could only endure the pain, taking out years of savings to settle the debt before he could leave. Years of hard work, gone in one night. Tragic, so tragic. Meanwhile, Lin Ran, who was now outside, narrowed his eyes and had someone plant a tracking device under a van. But he suddenly found that when he opened the app, the tracker's signal was blocked. What the hell? This piece of junk van has a signal jammer? That's ridiculous. Wang Bao, Mr. Lin, what now? Find someone to follow him later. Yes. Only then did Lin Ran leave. Once in the car, he asked Xiao Tong in the front passenger seat. Was it him? Yes. Although Luo Wushuang wasn't wearing his night gear today, Xiao Tong still identified him through his movements and behavior. Lin Ran then closed his eyes to rest again. It seemed the man in black was indeed Luo Yao's second uncle. Last time it was dark, and Luo Wuxuang was wearing his night gear, so Lin Ran didn't see his face. Today, he finally saw his true appearance. He didn't expect Luo Wuxuang to personally come to the meeting. He had a bit of courage. Interesting. If you want to play, then this young master will play with you. Lin Ran didn't follow him personally, but sent his men instead. After all, he was a Tang Sanzang figure coveted by many demons. He couldn't rush into everything himself. The best way to love Luo Yao was to protect himself and not get into any accidents. If you're captured, Luo Yao would be threatened. If he died, Luo Yao would also die. Lin Ran understood this very well. So no matter what he did, self-preservation was always the #1 priority. Now, whatever he did, he always thought of Luo Yao. And Luo Yao, who he was thinking about, was currently organizing a very bloody and brutal slaughter. The slaughter was aimed at netizens and not by ordinary means. The reason was simple. After she and Lin Ran participated in the show, a lot of news appeared online. Most people were congratulatory, but a small portion was more extreme, with insults and slander. Luo Yao didn't care about these. After all, it was the internet, and people had freedom of speech. And she wasn't money. She could make everyone like her. Of course, she didn't care about these things either. In this world, as long as Lin Ran alone liked her, Luo Yao felt it was enough. But who would have known that a super negative post would hit the trending topics? And it was clearly manipulated by someone. Lin Ran's original partner was her. Luo Yao, the homewrecker, clicking on this post. It revealed Lin Ran's past of groveling before Lu Rushi. The text was also very sharp, claiming Luo Yao was a third party who intervened, and that Lin Ran had abandoned his old love for money. There were many comments below the post. Your internet mouthpiece. Is this true or false? At Southern Little Bestowal, what's the meaning of this post? Peking U.S. flower everyone wants to pluck. Actually, I'm a schoolmate of Lin Ran's. I can confirm this is true. Lin Ran basically worshipped Lu Rushi. But recently, Lin Ran doesn't like Lu Rushi anymore. And the most explosive thing is that Lu Rushi went to prison. Southern Little Bestowal. I can guarantee this is true, not a drop of falsehood. If you don't believe me, you can ask around. I'm telling you, Lin Ran is only with Luo Yao for the money. Not only did he abandon his old love, he even framed Rushi for murder. Lu Rushi is now in custody. Besides Lin Ran, I can't think of anyone who could be so vicious. Strong Wan. I believe Lin Ran is not this kind of person. Do you know you're breaking the law? Ipsit straight Linian played the peacemaker. People like Lin Ran are so disgusting. Get out of China. The more Luo Yao read, the darker her face became. The Luo's group was huge, but not publicly listed. However, this matter still affected the stock prices of some of its holding companies. But that wasn't important, nor was it what Luo Yao cared about. Lin Ran being wronged was also not what Luo Yao cared about. So what if he was wronged? She would stand in front of him and shield him from the wind and rain. What angered Luo Yao was that these people were slandering Lin Ran by saying he liked Lu Rushi. Our Ran clearly loves me the most. Lu Meng walked into the office. CEO Luo, you called for me? Luo Yao's face was icy. She pushed the computer in front of Lu Meng. Look at this information. Remember these people. Sent a lawyer's letter to every single one of them. Lu Meng was shocked after reading it. CEO Luo, this post is affecting us. Why hasn't the PR department dealt with it yet? Luo Yao, I told them not to. Lu Meng, you go send a lawyer's letter to every person on here, one by one. I don't want to say it a second time. Lu Meng nodded. CEO Luo, there are over 50,000 replies. At least 30% of them are spreading rumors. Should we send them all? Send them all. Lu Meng sucked in a breath of cold air, suddenly feeling that the company's legal department might be a bit too small. Lu Meng quickly called Su Kai over. When Su Kai heard the news, he was also shocked. He immediately contacted all his connections to help with this matter. And so, half an hour later, the first person received a lawyer's letter. That person stared at the letter, bewildered, then took a photo and replied to the post. Ipsit straight Linian played the peacemaker. Image no way. What the hell is Luo's group? They're suing me? Grandpa scumbag dance. To the person above, you're really full of it. Just Photoshop an image and you dare to spout nonsense. Tomato is the most legit novel website. Holy crap. I received one too. Internet scum. I got one too. At this moment, everyone realized the seriousness of the problem. And so, a large number of comments began to be deleted. But what they didn't know was that the Luo's group had already used AI calculations to preserve the evidence. The instigator of this post also realized the gravity of the situation and tried to delete it. Delete. Click. Unable to delete. What the hell? Why couldn't he delete his own post? Just then, a knock sounded at the door. Who is it? Police. Open the door. Sure Nancy opened the door with a trembling heart and was immediately pinned down. He collapsed to the floor, his eyes lifeless, like a cross between Tomokazu Haramoto and Lin Ran. As for why he did this, it was because he had originally planned to ask Lu Rushi out on a date, but upon inquiring, he found out that Lu Rushi had been taken into custody for a crime. After understanding the situation, Sure Nancy immediately concluded that Lin Ran was behind it. So he first went to see Lu Rushi, but she claimed it was her own idea and said that she loved Lin Ran the most. Sure Nancy's defenses shattered on the spot, and he swore to make Lin Ran pay the price. He found his old high school classmates, prepared a lot of photos, and then started posting, detailing Lin Ran's past as a simp. He knew he couldn't afford to provoke the current Lin Ran, so he wanted to use the pressure of the internet against him. But he never imagined that the Luo's group would be so ruthless. On this day, police stations and courts all over the country experienced a peak. With their own power, Luo Yao sent lawyers' letters to over 10,000 netizens. And on the Luo's group's official account, she released a statement. For anyone who slanders Lin Ran, the Luo's group will hold every single one of them accountable. At this moment, the entire internet went crazy. It turned out that Luo Yao's appearance on the show was just a facade. This was basically a crazy woman. Just because someone slandered her husband, she sued the entire country's netizens? How crazy does someone have to be to do something like this? I used to envy Lin Ran, but now I'm starting to feel a little sorry for him. With Luo Yao being so overbearing, it's a wonder he's still alive. To the person above, I advise you to think before you speak. Beware the lawyer's letter. Why am I different from you all? What I see is love and devotion. If I were Lin Ran and had a wife who defended me like this, I would literally die laughing. Exactly, I don't know what you all are thinking. To have such a wife, what more could a husband ask for? If you really got such a wife, you wouldn't be so happy. As this matter escalated, Luo Yao became completely famous this time, becoming a taboo figure that the internet dared not provoke. Even last time when the Luo's group was besieged by netizens across the country, Luo Yao didn't release a single statement until several days later, when she slowly explained the situation. Now, people had only been discussing Lin Ran for an hour or two, and damn, they were all sacrificed? Ridiculous. Too ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. I hereby dub Luo Yao the #1 husband-pampering maniac of our time. Even if the Luo's group wins, we'll just pay some fines, or in serious cases, spend a few days in jail. But the cost for the Luo's group will be huge. The labor cost alone is a massive number. Heh, people earning a few thousand a month worrying about a company worth trillions or tens of trillions. You guys are really something. According to experts, the assets of the Luo's group are enough to make every person in the country a 10,000 yuan heir. That's an exaggeration. From this moment on, Luo Yao firmly established her position as the #1 husband-pampering maniac, and it was an unshakable one. Others might have such capabilities, but when it really came down to it, no one was willing to expend so much manpower, resources, financial power, and energy to confront netizens. Luo Yao became famous from this one battle, letting people witness the terrifying power of the top financial conglomerate's young lady. Meanwhile, Lin Ran was still in the parking lot of the underground entertainment city. I really want to cuddle with my wife. Why isn't that bastard Wang Bao back yet? Xiao Tong, mister. Lin, Wang Bao just sent word back. They lost him. Lin Ran nodded. He had already prepared for this. The other party was Luo Wushuang, after all. How could he be followed so easily? He was just trying his luck. How did they lose him? Wang Bao said that as they were following, the person in the van changed. Changed? Yes, it changed to an ordinary driver. It was probably a decoy car. They switched cars in a blind spot and then deliberately led us to follow the wrong target. Lin Ran looked at Xiao Tong. I've noticed your analytical skills are quite good. Xiao Tong was a little embarrassed and scratched his head. Mister, Lin, where are we going? It was already afternoon. They could go back to the manor or to the Luo's group. We've lost him, so of course we're going to find my wife. Go, go, go. Lin Ran had the driver turn towards the Luo's group to pick up Luo Yao from work together. He had no idea about the war online. As soon as Luo Yao got in the car, Lin Ran was eager to report on his day's activities. Luo Yao directly plugged his mouth. MMPH. We'll talk at home. Okay. After returning to the manor, Luo Yao finally spoke slowly. Ran, remember, in this world, besides me, there is no one you can trust. Only then did Lin Ran realize why Luo Yao didn't want him to talk in the car. It was to prevent anyone with ill intentions from eavesdropping. Luo Yao's caution made Lin Ran's heart ache suddenly. How much past experience and betrayal must she have gone through to be so suspicious of those around her? And on what grounds did he become the only person she trusted? I only trust you. Lin Ran's trust in Luo Yao was also unique. Now, you can tell me about what happened during the day. Only then did Lin Ran recount the events with Luo Wuxuang. As Lin Ran spoke, Luo Yao showed a somewhat amused expression. Although Luo Wuxuang is a member of the Luo family, his assets aren't that much. He's now used all his assets to pay off his debts. You really screwed him over this time. Who told him to mess with you? If I don't teach him a lesson, he'll think I'm easy to bully. Luo Yao hugged Lin Ran, looking at his sexy lips, unable to resist the urge to bite them. Feeling the taste of blood on his lips, Lin Ran thought to himself that Luo Yao was still the same Luo Yao. Was there any information on that chip? Lin Ran took the chip out of his pocket and played with it in his hand. I haven't studied it yet. It feels no different from a normal chip. No, it was a bit light. Luo Yao took the chip and, with a single squeeze, broke it in two. There was a hidden compartment inside. Lin Ran looked at Luo Yao in disbelief, thinking how amazing his wife was. She knew everything. If it were him, he would have had to study it for a while to figure it out. Prying open the chip, Lin Ran leaned in and saw the contents inside, along with a few words. Slow-acting, water-filtered, useless in the short term, fatal in the long term, untraceable. Lin Ran sucked in a breath of cold air. Luo Yao smiled at the corner of her lips. As expected of a low-level poison user, still using the same old tricks. Lin Ran, huh? Low-level poison user? How low? Luo Yao made a pinching gesture with 2 fingers. Just this much. Lin Ran's face darkened. Yao, that gesture is a bit insulting. Luo Yao found teasing Lin Ran quite fun. Luo Wuxuang specializes in using poison. The last time he controlled Xiaotong was also with poison. If I'm not mistaken, what he gave you this time should be a poison called Wuxuang, which is his specialty. Colorless, odorless, and after death, no one could detect the cause. They will only think it was a heart attack. Lin Ran thought to himself that Luo Wuxuang was too ruthless. He knew he couldn't outsmart Luo Yao, so he started using underhanded methods. How do we break this plot? Simple. I'll just pretend to be poisoned. How? What do you pretend? When I raided Luo Wuxuang's house back then, I found a little bit of this poison. I had people study it, and I have the antidote. Lin Ran's heart rejoiced. As expected of Luo Yao. You found the antidote during the raid too? No, I had my people develop it. Luo Wuxuang himself probably doesn't have the antidote. Lin Ran was stunned. What do you mean? He doesn't have the antidote to his own poison. Ran, do you know why I was able to make the Luo's group #1 in just a few years? It's because of your strong abilities. Luo Yao, no, there are many people in this world with stronger abilities than me. They could be passers-by, students, or workers. So, I'm strong not because of my ability, but because of my acceptance. The Luo family has a deep foundation, yet they could never reach the top. It's because they like to cling to old things. Lin Ran clapped his hands. I get it. It's like when you fight with Luo Wuyo. She's always thinking about fighting with knives, but you directly use a physical soul purifier. Luo Yao nodded. Something like that. Luo Wuxuang is the same. He thinks the things he develops are so amazing that no one can crack them, not knowing the power of modern science. I may not have the ability to crack it, but I have money. I just need to pay a little, and countless people will rush to help me create an antidote. Lin Ran praised her as a matter of course. Some are born in Rome, some are born as cattle and horses, and you are the queen of Rome. No, I'm not the queen of Rome. Then, I am your queen. I, MMPH. Shakespeare once said, some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. At this moment, Lin Ran deeply understood the meaning of this sentence, and Luo Yao was becoming more and more adorable. Ran, I can't take it anymore. What do you want to do? Luo Yao's heart was not only restless, but also contained a strong, violent streak. Her Yandra nature had never changed. It's been a long time since you've been hurt. Lin Ran felt a chill and asked blankly, so, should I prepare things for you? No, prepare them for me. Lin Ran remembered that one time, and instantly felt his nose get a little hot. I should also accept new things. With the acceptance of new things, the two once again reached a new height. They didn't know yet that this Luo Wuxuang, whom they considered not a very difficult opponent, would later teach them a lesson, and also make Lin Ran understand not to underestimate any opponent. The next day, Lin Ran felt as if his whole body had fallen apart, sore and weak. The phone rang. Lin Ran looked, and it was Chu Tinyang, whom he hadn't contacted in a long time. This person was very capable and never needed him to worry. Now, the properties of the Su Ran group were also rising in value. Hello, Mr. Lin, great news. Our new project is about to be topped off. We'd like to invite you to attend a decisive meeting. When? That depends on when you have time. Then let's do it in a bit. I'll go after I finish my meal. The other end of the line was obviously stunned. So soon? Didn't you say any time was fine? Is there a problem? No. Shall I have someone pick you up? No need. I can go by myself. Chu Tinyang quickly said. Mr. Lin, since you're coming in a bit, I must tell you a few things. Recently, there have been some arrogant people in the company who need to be suppressed, and some opportunists who also need to be made an example of. What do you think? All right, I understand. I'll bring someone with me later. After hanging up, Lin Ran had breakfast and drank 3 large bowls of soup. He then contacted Wu Zhishang and his father, asking them to bring their people to the Su Ran group to wait for him. Since Luo Wuxuang and Lin Ran were now in a cooperative relationship, Lin Ran was temporarily absolutely safe. With his convoy, Lin Ran headed towards the Su Ran group, which he hadn't visited in a long time. As soon as he arrived, he found someone causing trouble. Lin Ran's brow furrowed. The leader of the protest looked a bit familiar. Surrounded by his bodyguards, Lin Ran arrived at the director's exclusive parking space. Just as he parked, a group of bodyguards rushed out from the Su Ran group. Of course, the leader was Chu Tinyang. As the chairman, he naturally had to personally welcome Lin Ran. Mr. Lin, someone was just causing trouble. I apologize for the unsightly scene. Lin Ran nodded. It's fine. If I were them, I might be protesting too. Chu Tinyang, how can they compare to you? You are the chairman of the Su Ran group, and you have a wife who's a demon for protecting her husband. Who would dare to provoke you? Lin Ran, my wife is naturally beautiful. She just wears simple makeup. Okay? What do you mean demon for protecting her skin? Be careful. I'll sue you for slander. Chu Tinyang was stunned and quickly said, Mr. Lin, you misunderstood. The protecting I was talking about is this. He handed his phone to Lin Ran. Lin Ran looked, and his eyes widened. Good heavens, you didn't even know about such a big event. More than 10,000 lawyers' letters? How much manpower and resources would that take? He instantly felt that he was incredibly lucky and happy. Most of those people had already been proven guilty by the evidence from the Luo's group's PR and legal teams. Although most of them wouldn't face criminal charges, administrative punishment was certain. As for those who had replied a lot, or even spread the post, they were in for a miserable time. Spreading false rumors beyond a certain number of people would lead to direct detention and fines. And the most miserable of all was the original poster, Southern Little Bestowal, who would face huge spiritual damage compensation and various other damages. With the status of the Luo's group, for him to spread such rumors, he could potentially be fined hundreds of millions. Of course, even a few million would be enough for a person to spend the rest of their life paying it off. In other words, even if the Luo's group lost the lawsuit, would that person have an easy time? It might look like a win, but it was no different from a loss. I just want to be my wife's little kept man. Lin Ran was slowly coming to enjoy the feeling of being protected by his wife. Being a kept man had never been a taboo for him. He wanted to declare to the world, loud and clear, that he was the #1 kept man of the modern era.